okay, I paid my $50 to go into Block Cycle. If you know what I mean, once I invest in Block Cycle, the NFT might be like what? I forgot how much it was, $25 or some shit like that. You invest $50 and then you at $75 at the NFT mark. Once you invest in that NFT, you in the green already, because once you stake the NFT start paying you back. And like the cycle token is, I mean, a couple thousand of the cycle tokens is gonna give you a couple dollars. I mean, like,
All
I
right,
see
let's
that
do
joint hit my
this,
wallet
right?
a couple times. I got the Sandman joint hit my wallet a couple times, and I just restake it because that's what you do to it. But at any time I
Right,
want to cash him in, I can cash him in for USDC.
right.
You feel what I'm
That
saying?
part.
So
And that's how you store the value. Right.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people that don't really understand liquidity and stable coins and shit like that. That's what a stable coin is for. It's to hold the value. Right. It's not very good for gaining value in liquidity pools though, because you know what I'm saying, they don't really fluctuate as much. But it is perfect for keeping the value that you're getting from these other coins as they're going up like in a bull run, you know what I'm saying? And then when it starts to go down, you just convert it to USDC so it holds the value, right? And then when it drops all the way to the bottom, you take that USDC and buy it back and wait, do it all over again.
I almost feel like we need like a what you call like a whiteboard or something like that, or like a slideshow
Yeah, okay.
presentation. You know, on the real.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good thing that boom. Right? See that big motherfucker right there?
Oh yeah, on the real. New whiteboard set
Yeah,
up.
that big. Yeah, it's huge. We can write whatever in the hell we want on that big ass whiteboard. And you know what? We need to utilize these too, really. I think you go to host tools, maybe. Where's the whiteboards at? Um,
Yeah, I saw it on the actual Zoom.
oh wait, you know what? I think it's more. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so go to the more tab and then new whiteboard. Boom. There we go.
Straight like that. Now we'll be able to
Straight
get
like
some
that.
visual
Boom.
examples on the
You
real.
can put put shit on the whiteboard. You can draw. You can like we could go ahead and have a whole little presentation and shit set up before. You know.
Exactly, on the real, on the real. Because I love the conversation pieces, like, but sometimes even when I go back to watch it, I'm like, wait, when were we talking about something? Like,
Yeah, I know.
which aspect was on there? Oh, that's dope. The whiteboard just came up. Yep,
Oh shit.
that's
Hell
dope.
yeah. Oh, that's fine. And I think we all use it or is it just me?
I think it's just you,
Because
Franklin.
I put all like um participants or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, it's just you, brother. I don't even have
Uh,
the whiteboard option. I see breakout rooms and then recordings and whatnot.
um, what is this? Just the
Happy Saturday, y'all. On the real.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, you know what? We're gonna just try that. Okay, so I had to put y'all in the organization first. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so I should be able to just kill that shit. Okay, boom. So you just kill it out, and then so if you got some presentations, you wanna like put some shit on, go ahead and start a whiteboard and take off. I'm still
For sure, for sure. Now I'm about to actually
hey yeah,
create
you see the
some.
background too? Look, that shit's dope,
Going
bro. I
crazy.
gotta I'm gonna start using my little movie theater screen for that shit for a little like logo or something in the back. That's fire.
How'd y'all week go?
Oh shit. Productive, you know what I'm saying? Productive and crazy at the same time. That's how my life's been here recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Have some
live
really amazing shit going on, and then some of the most crazy shit that don't make no sense at the same damn time.
I live a very lonely, paperwork intensive life. That's every day. So, and I love
Right.
it. And I
Exactly.
love it.
Exactly.
Well,
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know my purpose. I know my intention. Shit. Ain't that
so
nobody else really say to stop me.
I got 1,000,001 products for sale all the time, and it was a nice day today. And I was
Right.
like, I need to be outside. So I went outside, and as I was walking down the street with my soaps in hand, like, hey, y'all, I got deals and specials, right? Some guy, I see him across the street, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be trying to. Did my little assessment. It ain't no threat, you know what I'm saying? We still walking towards each other. But I realized like he kind of like matching my pace. Like I was trying to move, so I walk past
You
him, he
syncing
walked
up.
past me, right? And I'm like, hold on, he kind of like started like turning to match me a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you feel me? And I'm paying attention, dude. He looks at me, he was like, man, it's good to see you. He grabbed me, gave me a hug, and walked off.
Right.
And
You don't know who he is.
no clue. I have no clue who that person is. I have
Yeah,
no
that's
clue.
that spirit. That's the energy right there, bro.
I patted my pockets. I was like, he ain't get me, so you know.
Yeah, like damn. Yeah, right. You didn't make sure the wallet. No, everything's good. He just gave me a hug. All right.
Yeah, hey,
Awkward.
guess that's what's going
I
on
don't
today,
trust
man.
it, but all right.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was like a neighborly, like it's good to see you. I was like, damn, do I know this guy? And I just
Yeah,
been
like
going
what?
over it the
Damn, I
last
feel
few
like an
hours.
asshole.
Like,
I don't remember
man,
him.
I don't know
That's
where I
all.
could have met him. I feel like I should.
You know what? You might not have. It could have been. I mean, how many times? Like it's been 3, 4, 5 times recently. Stranger, total stranger. I have no clue who this person is. They walk up out of nowhere, tell me God sent them. What? I don't even fucking know you. That's weird. That's some shit that, like make you feel like awkward as hell.
I was
Right?
cool because you know it's a Saturday, it's a weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a hug, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It still feel a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
awkward.
yeah. You
But
know what
now,
I'm saying?
if he would have hugged you and said, God told me to do that.
Yeah. I would have been a little alarmed. I would have been like, am I okay? Do I got some good?
I go, you sure?
Real spill. I feel like you know, I got a lot of eventful little tidbits, but I'm starting to get used to it more often. I'm getting used to the crazy, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah. Like I'm all out with it.
I actually
I've
want
been
some
this way
more.
my
I
whole
think that we
life, and
ready
I
for
don't
some
think
bigger
I'll
projects.
change.
Mm-mm. Yo, what I did was I went to this place called it was called Wheaton Village. You know what I mean? I shared a couple of videos, a couple of pictures of it. You know what I mean? But it was my first time there. My wife said that she had been there before when she was younger, but when I stepped foot on the joint for the first time and I got to looking around, I'm like, wait, hold up. This looked like some of the ancestor stuff over out here. Like just the whole setup, because it was like the way that like it has the glass blowing joint over here off to the side, the educational center and stuff like that. It's like these houses, you feel what I'm saying, which they have meant like me, like you know, it's like a gift shop, but this is a house over here. You feel what I'm saying? Then there's another section, but that looks like a little crib over there. You feel what I'm saying? But this big, huge blue crib in the middle of it all, and these houses like kind of circle it. You feel what I'm saying? And then as you walk around, there's like a little creek over there and stuff like that. And then when you in the inside of it and you looking out to where you enter it looks like a gated community on a low. You feel what I'm saying? And then it's like when you notice how you turn in, it's all in the cut. I'm like, hold up, bro. Like this feels kind of weird. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you see the picture that I took of my wife and my two daughters, like they look small as shit in front of that house. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not even like I could say that the house was built for like one of us back in the day. Like if it was built for somebody like us, them niggas had to be like 7 foot tall.
Big as fuck.
You feel what I'm saying? Like 7 foot, like 7 foot,
You
8
know
foot
that
tall,
dude was on
bro.
TikTok that would like found that giant and shit, and like
Bro,
they disappeared his ass.
if you look at my photos, bro, you gonna look like I got a story of it too. Like when I walk through, I'm looking at the chandeliers. Like when I first walk in, you feel what I'm saying? You see how they got the wall blocking like half of the fireplace. You feel what I'm saying? Then you see me
That's
walk up
kind of
to the
dope.
window. The window is from the floor to the ceiling. You feel what I'm
You know,
saying?
I've been
I look
thinking
and I
about it.
look out it and it goes out into the courtyard. I'm like, bro, like
Why are houses from back
anybody,
in
if
the day
anybody
bigger than the
with
houses
eyes
now?
that can see this is looking like, yo, my man is in like some crazy crib right now that looks like a museum. Like if with anybody that got eyes, you feel what I'm saying? That can see like, yo, this is definitely like they definitely changed this crib into like a museum. Definitely.
Yeah, I saw where you was looking at the glass blower thing. You know what I'm saying? I saw the backgrounds and stuff like that. It looked like almost like a stable in a sense, and that's what I was
Yeah.
like. It's weird to see how like you would think now that houses would be bigger. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, I guess it's because it was more communal spaces. That was the thing, right? Like even when you mentioned the architecture and coming in,
I think they
I
just
was
had
kind of
bigger
like a
people.
circular terrace. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's that's interesting. Yeah, I would love to
Yo,
see some
bro,
more.
because when you figure like you know how when like you start hearing about these people talk about like giants, right? And then you were like you be trying to figure like what type of structures if it was giants would they would live in, right?
Right.
If you
What
was
would
to
it look
step
like?
into this joint, like on a in a reality type base. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you looking at it, you be like, hold up. Like, cause when I saw as soon as I look when I grabbed the door knob to the joint and I looked at the size of the door, I was like, this kind of feels normal a little bit, but like I don't know. It was like this shit is
This
built
is
for
off.
somebody like that would be a little bit bigger than me though. You feel what
Yeah,
I'm
like the
saying? When I open
proportions
up
was
this
off.
door and then like the size of it, like bro, when you see the like the size of it, it just makes you feel like when you stepped in museums, you feel that museum feel. But
Yeah, that
my
the
wife said the
architecture is
same
like
shit when
different.
she walked inside this joint. It felt like a house. You feel what I'm saying? It just felt like that house feeling, like when you walked in here. Like I was like, yo. And as soon as I walked in the premises of the joint, I was looking, I was like, yo, that shit like looks crazy, like with this blue house in the middle of it all. Like you know what I mean? Because everything circles this blue house. You know what I mean? Then when you walk into the front, then when you walk on the front porch of this blue house, it's like these big tall windows that go from the ground up. You know what I mean? And then people can look outside and there's these rocking chairs out front of it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm looking like this look like Master's house.
Are you in the right house?
That's all I can say. I was
Estás
like, this
buscando.
look like Master's house right here, boy.
No.
He said it looked like Master's house. Oh,
He cut
that's
it up,
that's
It
some
man.
was
He
a
cut
lifestyle
it
feeling,
up.
topics
bro.
for
It
you.
was a feeling, fam, where it was a total vibe out there, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, it's crazy to see, you know what I mean, certain things like this because I was looking at like even when I was going to the hospital with my father-in-law to see him over there, and you know, when you start, you know, hearing whispers of the Tartarian buildings and shit like that, and then you be like, when you get to looking, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, hold
Yeah,
up,
like come
this
on, that shit's real.
hospital is built crazy when I'm start looking at them that
Yeah,
I'm
it's got the
looking
little
at it.
copper
You feel what
thing,
I'm saying?
the
Like
little fucking
the
needle at
parking
the dome and
garage.
everything.
It's like I could walk from the parking garage right into the fucking hospital. I was like, well, when does that happen? You feel what I'm saying? This shit feels like you walking from your living room into the next room, from the parking garage into the hospital. And then I look across the way, you know what I mean? Then, you know, these buildings across the way got that, you know, that famous fucking tarnished green, you know what I mean, roofs. Like it could have been golden at one point in time. And then they got those the famous windows on the ground that look like, you know, it looks like it goes levels below. You know what I mean? Then everything is sitting on the hill. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, it's got to be all this shit is connected over here. You feel what I'm
It is,
saying?
man.
And then I look at the helipad. The helipad looks like, you know, the chess piece, you feel me, from the castles, that round part of the castles, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it looked like, but they just capped it off, you know what I mean, with a flat piece with a helicopter could land at. You feel what I'm saying? But it's no other round part of that structure nowhere else. It's just right there. You
Have
feel what
you
I'm saying?
looked
I was
into the
like,
old world
oh
spares?
no, this shit is crazy when you have eyes,
Yeah.
you can see shit, then you start seeing where man like kind of put their fingerprints at. You feel what I'm saying? And
About every 150
where
years.
they can't really fuck with. You feel what I'm saying? Where the depiction from what we start building on top of what we can't
And
recreate.
that's what
You feel
happens
what I'm
too.
saying?
They build on top of it. I guarantee whatever city you're in, especially if it's a bigger city, right? There
Chicago.
is a city underneath your city. I guarantee it.
You know what's
I
interesting?
guarantee there's more than one.
There's open entrances too. Like Wacker Drive is one of the most complete and craziest streets. If you
Hmm.
from Chicago, or if you ever visited and you've been on Wacker, I'm sorry, Lower Wacker, you stay from Lower Wacker if you don't know what's going on, because there's so many ways to get lost, and there's different entrances that go to like these open sewers that are under the city where there's drainage. Like we're on the water, like we got the lake right here. So
Yeah.
what happens when that lake fill up? It go under the city. You know what I'm saying? And there's
Right.
tunnels and different things. And
You know what though? I wonder though, because it seems to be like a reoccurring theme with like all of these major cities that have to be, it's all some huge flood, and then they got to build a city on top of that city, And then it's just like
Ours
but
was the
it
Chicago
only
fire.
floods at like this one, you know what I'm saying? It's just quite every
major
150
fire
years some
every
shit
year.
happens and they gotta build a new city.
You know what's interesting though? In some neighborhoods, I'm gonna actually take a video of it too, because in some neighborhoods, in the street and the asphalt is broken, where you can see the old like rail cars, because there used to be rail cars that
Mhm.
take you through the city, and it's like cobblestone and slate, and you know what I'm saying. And
We got
then
a
like,
whole underground Chattanooga. It's like that. Got the cobblestone. It's like you walked into like a old like cottage village or some shit. It's crazy.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, the Chicago fire really like is what set it off for us though, like because our streets was wood. You know what I'm saying? So when when them buildings caught fire, them streets caught fire, everybody was like, well, we just gonna raise
Yeah.
it up a level.
You know what blew my mind?
What's up?
Like in your city, right?
Mhm.
There's probably like a downtown or something like that in your city, right? And you know where the highways are, like them tunnels.
Mhm.
But it's like, you might go into the tunnel for a little bit, or you can like be on the highway and you can still see the city type shit. Those shits are drainage areas with water
Mm,
flow.
I can
We ain't
see that.
supposed to drive down there. You feel what I'm saying? Like we are driving in where water usually flows. You know
Yeah.
how I know? Because one point in time, like just like I think last year in Philly, like where we be driving at, that shit was all water. Like that shit looked like the river. Like you know how like I guess it's like
Hell no.
this it's like the river like in London somewhere where it's like what I mean the little river right there that splits like part of London to the other side
What
of
is
the
it? The
shit
Thames?
and the
Yeah.
water kind of
Yeah.
like and niggas ride the boats through the middle of the town and shit like that. Where we be driving at in Philly, where that water is right there, that's
Like
water.
Venice or some
Water
shit.
run through there, like, and it flooded one point in time to the point where that whole shit was all water. Like you couldn't be down there at all.
I'm
You
hearing
know what I'm
about parts
saying?
of Tennessee like that now too, and I was looking at some
Yeah.
footage of one of my favorite streamers. Like I used to watch this nigga when I was a kid, Roman Atwood. He got a company called Smile More.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually got a helicopter. Damn, yeah, he came a long way now that I think about it. He
Damn,
got a
he got a helicopter.
helicopter. And he took his family, he flew over and he was pretty much showing like all the stuff. Boy came a long way, boy.
Damn. I
Yeah,
just
bro.
realized,
You
yeah,
just
because I
talking
couldn't
about
look back
Yo,
today.
like, cause like
yeah.
that's what I say, like little things that we like be like
So caught
intertwined
up
with
on.
on a day-to-day basis, we don't really question. And then somebody like would say something to you or tell you a story about some shit that will totally pique your interest.
Resonate
Because
like a
my
motherfucker.
man, like I was taking my man for a ride or whatever, and he told me that it flooded out there one day. I was like, this whole shit flooded? He was like, yeah, this whole shit was like all water one time. I was like, that's crazy because if this whole shit floods right here, that means we ain't supposed to be driving right here. This shit
I don't want to
needs
get out
water.
of there.
He
And
said
then when you
simple
start
math.
looking at the tunnels and shit and how all the
You know what I'm
tunnels work,
saying?
you be like, you know what?
No.
Yeah, maybe we ain't supposed to be
Yeah,
down
fuck the
here
tunnel. Let's go back.
driving around because this shit does look like water. It all be discolored and
That's
shit
true.
when you be seeing it and shit like
Oh
that.
my
You know
God,
what I
the
mean?
tunnel
Like,
looks like a pipe. Yeah, the tunnels look
Bro,
like a
there's
giant
in
pipe.
West Virginia. If you get to Virginia Beach, I think it's Virginia. That's it. Yeah, you got to drive through this tunnel just like that, but you literally the tunnel's under the ocean. Like you're
yeah, you
driving for
can't.
fucking
Yeah,
for
you talk
miles.
about the
Like you
Chesapeake
for
Bay
miles
Bridge.
under the ocean, and like when you coming into this bitch, like it's a big ass like it's huge. You going
Yeah,
you deep. You going deep, bro.
yeah, you talking about
I
the
hated it.
Chesapeake Bay
I hated it. I
Bridge.
fucking couldn't wait to get out of that shit.
You talking about the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and that's the first bridge I remember when the first time I went to Virginia. I was with
Yeah,
my
that shit is
pops,
nuts,
and we
bro.
was on this bridge. I woke up because I was asleep. I woke up and seen where we was at. It was water on both sides of us, and I looked ahead of us, and the bridge was
And
gone.
when yeah,
It
just
was
like what the
gone.
fuck?
It was like when you look ahead, you see like
You just going
stones.
and just
It goes
you
into stones in the water and shit. Then you just see
you're like,
water
what
out
the
there. You
fuck?
be like, what? And then you
That's
look over
crazy.
there, and it's like the bridge then comes up and starts again over there somewhere.
Yeah,
I
you
was
just
scared as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck
it's
is
like
we
a fucking
doing out
roller
here?
coaster dipping into the
Yeah,
ocean,
like,
bro.
what we about
No.
to do
And
out
that,
here?
That shit
and,
was not cool.
and I'm gonna be real with y'all. That's one of the things that made me say, fuck being a trucker. I almost did it. I was
Boy.
like,
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
you
crazy.
couldn't
Oh yeah,
catch
what
me
do you
new with
think
no
about
truck.
that, bro? You in a big ass truck in a tunnel under
Yeah.
the ocean and it floods. What?
That's a
Oh
couple
my
of
God.
fucking those all at once.
Yeah.
That's a couple
That
of
would
fucking
fucking
those.
My
suck.
I was
question,
like,
my question be like, how'd y'all
You
build
here?
that there? Who put it there? How'd y'all get that
Yeah,
there?
yeah, I'm down here. We on the
You feel what I'm
podcast.
saying? That'd be
you
my
know what?
questions.
You know what's interesting?
How'd
You know
y'all
what's
put that
interesting? I
there?
did a
Why?
lot of research. I did a lot of research into that because Tesla, you know, when Elon started building the tunnels for having the cars in California, like shooting those through the city, he's like, oh yeah, it's not gonna make no noise. They actually use this giant tunneler, right? It's a head of a drill, and then they come and put a motor on the back of it. But the drill, once it's down there, it's so heavy, they just put it under the ground and use it as a support. You know what I'm saying? And pull the motor back
But
up.
what did they do?
But a
What
lot
do
of the
they do
time,
with the water?
that water is like pushed under pressure with the pipe. If at any time like that drill, they're like, oh, it's a leak, that water finna come up the tube. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like it's another job that I'm not gonna do respectfully.
I don't know,
No.
but yeah, it's just a question. It's just a question because you be like, yo, you know what I mean? How they pull this off, bro? You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
How
why?
they pulled the
Then the question be,
1893 Chicago
why
World
did y'all
Fair
have
off?
to do that? You feel what I'm saying? But then you be knowing, like, because the bridge, it just being like built all the way across all that water like that wouldn't be like efficient.
Yeah, it wouldn't
It
be.
would have
Yeah, it
to
wouldn't
go
be
underneath the
structurally
water
sound.
to balance the stability of it. Some
You
of it
know,
will
in
have to
all
be
of the
underneath the
research,
ground.
I don't know how they maintain it. How do you make sure
Right.
that
I mean,
all of the water isn't
Water erodes. Like
yeah, and it's mud
it
and
erodes.
concrete.
There's like, I mean, so you're constantly hiring people to go out there and re-concrete or re-cement. You have to.
I mean, that's why they got the underwater welders and shit like that.
Yeah, they get paid good, but fuck that too.
I got a good
I
friend of
fuck with
mine
some
that's
water,
doing
and I
that.
love the well, but I'm not finna do both of them at the same time.
I don't
Yeah.
like swimming. Look, first
There's
off,
a lot of shit that
I
I
don't
like to
like
do, but they
open
don't
water.
mix. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like open water and diving and welding
Just
kind of like defeats the purpose because now I gotta dive in some
yeah.
dark
Okay,
water
I did a
and then
backflip
my
off a cliff
back
and
is
almost
turned
killed
to
myself,
all
and I broke the
threats
shit out of my
I'm not
because
collarbone.
going
I gotta be
in
focused
any open
on
water.
a certain object and I
Yes.
can't watch my back.
Hold on. What was the first part, Chris?
You got me all the way fucked up. I'm not going in open
Open
water
water,
where it's miles
bro.
down. Nope.
It's fucking nuts when you get so far out in the ocean
I'm
that
good.
literally you look around in all four, like every direction, and there's no land. There's no land.
I'm good.
There's none. That's fucking nuts, bro.
I call myself Mako for a reason.
We took
You know what I mean? Like
fucking
I'm like a shark, but I don't want to be down there with them niggas. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
right. That's why I show up to
that
the
is
fucking family
that is like the
barbecue.
playing field I don't want to
Say,
be
hey,
on.
I'm
You
out.
know what I'm saying? There's no way that you could swim faster than a predator that's used to swimming in the water. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting away from him. You know
You know what? That's why.
saying?
That's why seafood is the healthiest shit to eat. Like as far as like meat is concerned, right? Because they never stop fucking moving. Like a fish, a fucking they move all the time.
They
Yeah,
got a lot of
They
I
ain't got time
tried
to
to
get
I tried
fat,
to
bro.
figure out when do fish sleep.
They got
They
a lot of
don't.
Some don't.
parasites.
Some don't.
No, they don't.
Yeah, some of them don't. Some of them are actually like hermaphrodites, and some of them
True indeed.
can be either or both. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be a dude. Like some of them fish down in the bottom, like where it's dark and shit, they could be like a dude, and then there could be no more females for him to mate with, and he'll turn himself into a chick. Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
even
That fish will turn itself into a chick fish, and like you know what I'm saying.
I think it's
Get the business.
clownfish will do it when
Yeah,
one of them
there's
gets
a bunch
bigger.
of them actually. I got down a little rabbit hole not too long ago because I thought it was just like one or two fish that did that, and it was like
What
hell
was
no,
that,
there's a
the
bunch of them,
parrotfish,
like
the
especially
coralfish?
in the lower fucking parts.
I got a question for
Oh,
y'all.
you gotta move that. We got the camera. Yeah, boom.
I got a question for y'all.
What up?
How do
Hey, I'm
y'all
finna put a
feel?
mute on.
How do y'all feel about them recreating the dire wolf?
The who?
It's a dire wolf. That's what they call it. It's like an albino wolf.
The dire
This
wolf.
man is huge.
Same way I feel about
I think the
woolly
only
mammoth.
reason why it went extinct because it didn't have nothing else to eat.
Or oxygen quality.
That's what's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like something killed this thing off. It like kind of went extinct because it couldn't eat nothing else.
Yeah, it won pretty much.
Yeah, it pretty much won. You feel what I'm saying? But these niggas genetically modified this bitch and brought it back to life.
I mean,
Like,
I feel like
and
it's
they
the same
didn't
thing as
have, they didn't
the.
have, they didn't have. Look, listen, they didn't have all the data for it, so AI completed it,
I didn't know that.
and they created this nigga, like recreated them. Like, that is crazy, bro. Like, why are we recreating apex predators, bro?
We
Like,
got
people
bored.
don't like. I understand like this financial shit, and everybody want to get rich and shit like this, but this other shit that people be doing out here in this world, you know what I mean? Besides the financial stuff, that like can affect us like wholeheartedly, bro. Because like, what are they gonna what are they gonna do with this motherfucker once he get full breed? You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is an apex predator, bro. That like once he gets big enough and strong enough, I don't know what they holding him in. You feel what I'm saying? But we have already had, you know what I mean, stories of this shit getting loose.
And them being smarter than what we predicted them to be, especially this the same thing as the woolly the mammoths, the little mice that they put the little mammoth the hair on. They probably use AI on that stuff too, because I think it was
Bro,
the same company.
they
I believe.
pulling the mammoth is next. They talk about recreating the mammoth. Yo, they about to send us. They about to send us back 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years, bro. Because you can just imagine, bro, if one of these crazy fucking things get loose, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are we gonna do with it?
You're saying one? I mean, think about what happens in China,
They
right?
created two of them. It's not just one of them. They created two. It's two of them already. You feel what I'm saying? That's two. Not to
What if
mention
they don't
the
have to get
fucking.
loose?
Did y'all see about? Did you see the? I don't know if y'all. I don't know what y'all be on, but like,
Everything.
this is lifestyle libraries, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Perspectives on
we're gonna we're gonna
the
open
odd
y'all mind.
idea.
We're
It
gonna
don't
open
matter,
y'all
bro.
mind to some shit. Y'all thought that we was gonna be on here talking all types of money shit, but this is
Yeah, y'all thought.
lifestyle, which means all lifestyle.
How do you live, bro? Everybody's short.
You
Everybody's
feel what I'm
perspective.
saying?
And no one is better than the other, right?
And when I wake up, bro, I feed my brain all types of different stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when you wake up on a day-to-day basis, you feel what I'm saying? You're not getting fed anything but what your I will call your default simulation is. Whatever your tasks are for the week. Work, school, you feel what I'm saying? That shit right there. That's just like your basic daily default simulation. Outside of that, it's what's going on outside in the world in different states, different countries. You feel what I'm saying? And when you start dibbling, dabbling, and seeing what's going on out in the world in different states and different countries, you will see that it's some crazy shit going on out in the world. Besides the money thing, y'all niggas' minds are broke on top of like financials already. Like, everybody's broke financially because we've been bamboozled so bad it don't make no sense. Then on top of that, we got all types of weird shit happening around us. You feel what I'm saying? That don't make no sense, that you can't wrap your mind around. So like, if you can't wrap your mind around the money being bullshit, you definitely can't wrap your mind around the shit that's going on around you out here in the different worlds that you ain't experienced yet. You feel what I'm saying? Like, on a day-to-day basis, you can't wrap your brain around economics, because the economics that we was taught is full of shit. And in order for you to wrap your mind around it, like, you gotta kind of like kill you gotta kill your previous self and your previous thoughts and understanding and all of that shit in order for you to excel. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta fill your brain up with a whole bunch of truth that you know to be fact, because all the bullshit that you been operating off of was kind of like false, with a little bit of truth here and there. And you gotta build a better, a more stable foundation. You feel what I'm saying? Like, with life, once you get it, you feel what I'm saying? And most of us won't get it this year, next year, this lifetime. You feel what I'm saying? But us right here on this live right now get it. You know what I mean? At this time in this moment. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, we wrapped our mind around, we figured out that everything that we was taught and we was growing up with was bullshit. It's full of shit. We gotta clear that shit out and go with facts. Go back, create your own evidence, and build your evidence up on what's true and what's fact, right and exact. Right? Then you feel what I'm saying? Once you build that understanding and come into that neutral ground, and then you built that discernment on, you know what I mean, you can figure out what's true and what's fake and who's bullshit and who's real, you know what I mean? And then you start realizing, like, hold up, bro. The earth and life is not what it seems.
Right.
I mean, I can stay focused on getting wealthy and getting rich. It's a distraction.
It is a
You know what I'm
distraction.
saying?
That's what it's there for.
I could stay focused on, eating right and shit like that. I mean, you'll be more on a straight line and in the right path with you trying to eat right versus you trying to pay bills and go work a job. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you go work a job every day, you feel what I'm saying, you don't have time and you're not putting enough time in a day to figure out what's going on around you. And that's what it is all about, because they silent weapons of war. These bills are silent weapons of war. They affect you a certain way. You feel what I'm saying? Everything is a distraction. Entertainment, sports, jobs, bills, anything you could think of. Because if it ain't telling you about like grounding, meditating, and shit like that, it's distracting you from being who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, and what you're supposed to be figuring out around you. Because everybody else is just locked in a box. You locked in a box. You know what I'm saying? And you have to figure out that everything around you is bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Smell that shit, sniff it. You feel what I'm saying? Everything is energy. You feel what I'm saying? You start becoming aware of people's energy and shit like that. You start seeing, feeling who's right around you, who's not. You feel what I'm saying? You start becoming aware. You start eating different, start eating a little bit less. You know what I mean? Or a lot more less.
Maybe stop.
You feel what I'm saying? You start getting out in the sun. And then you start seeing, visualizing, and noticing real shit. And real shit is, we're trying to, with Block Cycle, these MVPs, Wealth Wave, and all that shit, we're trying to teach y'all to do better shit with y'all fiat. You feel what I'm saying? Do better things with your fiat, because right now, you know what I mean, they say that every money is the root of all evil, and you know what I mean, money rules the world or whatever, but you don't even understand what money is. Understand what money is. It's just a tool. It's currency. It's the energy. You're supposed to use that to bring in more currency, and then move that currency to bring in more currency over there. Cash is like, it don't exist, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Cash doesn't exist. You feel what I'm saying? There's no such thing as cash. What the fuck is cash? It doesn't exist. You feel what I'm saying? Money,
medium of exchange.
Yeah, it's a medium exchange. We're on a barter system. Everybody's on a barter system, and right now everybody is selling information. What information are you investing in? Digesting in? I don't know. You know what I mean? But you need to be digesting the right information, feeding off the right information.
New information, right? Shit,
Right.
Let it be the wrong information. You know what I'm saying? Just get some different perspective, something new. Don't just be so in the box, like he said.
Right. Besides the bullshit that you was bought off of.
Yesterday, the worst thing you can do is nothing.
That's what they say. You miss what they say. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right. Let that sink in.
At least test everything, right? And I feel like to unlock people's brains, you feel me? I do feel like some people are becoming more receptive. If it is an awakening or a paradigm shift, I've been hearing that word more often too. Not even on the business development, because it's supposed to be in like the spiritual people's category in camp. You know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to be what crystals tell me about.
That's more
you feel me? Manifest.
You are paying attention?
Maybe it's kind of like when you buy a new car and then you start seeing that exact same car everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it was just so rare a second ago. You feel me? But like that's the thing. I feel like That's an
Well,
effect.
you know,
But,
that goes back to the vibration and frequency, right? And focused thought,
but no,
17 seconds
it goes
attracts
back to
like
that for those
frequency, right?
paradigms and those camps. But I do feel like it's more of a cultural thing. Because think about it, how you're raised and how you taught is what you're going. You pretty much going
Yeah,
to
no, that
emulate it.
is true. That
You know
is
what I'm
true.
saying? Like, I think we was
But
having
then
that
how do you
conversation
explain
earlier.
people that were raised and taught the same that are completely opposite in perspective?
Yeah, brothers and sisters, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying? But they'll still do something like, why is it that you always, you know what I'm saying, wash your toothbrush and dip it in vinegar? And then, I don't know. My
mhm.
grandma used to do it.
And
You
you know
feel
how
me?
they say like, traveling and doing shit like that is like the best like teacher, right?
It is. It
Because
really is.
it wouldn't like just like visiting some of the museums. You feel what I'm saying? Like I visited a museum out here in Philly, right? In Philly, and then noticed that they had a sphinx sitting in this museum that they moved from Memphis.
Mm,
You feel what I'm saying? Not Egypt.
that's interesting.
You feel what I'm saying? It's from right out of Memphis. You feel what I'm saying? That shit will spark thoughts in your head. You know what I mean? But you will never get those thoughts in your head unless you went and go and seen and then read it, like where it came from. Like, what? They pulled this from out of Memphis? I thought the only Sphinx they had out here was out in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That starts when you start sparking thoughts in your head from the rip, like all types of thoughts.
Like
Because
hieroglyphs in the
the
Grand
only
Canyon.
Sphinx that you ever heard of from a youngin is the Sphinx in Egypt. And then you would never experience another Sphinx that came from the Americas where you was born at until you go to that museum or heard about it from somewhere else. I never heard of nobody talking about a Sphinx that came from Memphis. I
Right.
heard
Or the fact that
whispers. I
Memphis
heard
is in Egypt
whispers of
and
like
America.
mounds being out there in Memphis. You feel what I'm saying? But a whole Sphinx, bro? No.
You know, there's more pyramids
But
in
it's right there
America
in
than there
Philly,
are in
though.
Egypt.
You know what I mean? A Sphinx that came out of Memphis. You know what I mean? Which is more evidence that ties to the mounds and the other,
Mm-hmm.
pyramids that they say that they found out there in Memphis, in Tennessee, bro. Like, I don't know,
Even when
fam.
Morocco was
I don't
founded,
know how much evidence you can put up in front of some of these people out here. You feel what I'm saying?
all of it.
To make them start
You put
thinking
it
like,
all,
hold
every bit
up,
of it.
bro. Yeah, this shit is
You put it
definitely
all
not
right in front of them, and they'll
what they've
trip
been
over
telling
that
me.
shit and still not get it.
You know what I mean? I get mad. Look, we can go as deep as y'all want to get deep on this.
Make it relatable. I think what it is like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people be so surface level. This is love to everybody who love me, right? And I'm gonna
Love.
be real,
Right.
right? But relationships is not my strong suit. I don't know why I give good advice, but I don't give good advice. You know why? Because I am single. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about don't copy me. And that's why I always give distinctions, right? But I have noticed that like even today, one of the things that was like really a prevalent thing was things from like high school, like mannerisms, characteristics in terms of character development. I guess people track the prosperity of, you know what I'm saying, certain demographics and things that they aspire to. Like if you inspire somebody in high school, they might look up to you still, and you may never know it. Like y'all might never ever talk again. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely do.
You feel me? I'm
Seriously.
like, yeah, homie was like, yeah, I'm teaching
Which
my
is
kids
just
something
another
you
reason
told me,
why you
bro.
should spend most of your energy fucking in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
Because the opposite of that, think about that. The fucking pros and cons of that alone.
That's what you
The
was talking about with
opposite of
vibes
that
and
is you're a
frequencies,
dick
right?
and you fucking make somebody angry and fucking sad and miserable, like every time they think about you for
That goes
whatever.
now. That goes back to what you was talking about
That
with
would
vibes and
fucking suck.
frequencies for sure.
I would not feel good about that. Why would I? And how could you? That's how I feel about that.
Bro.
That's so crazy to get fulfillment from other people's like fucking suffering.
But no, think about it though. There's a lot of people out here like that. I mean,
I know,
billions
man.
of
It's
people.
weird to me. Like it's weird as fuck.
I don't know
I
if
don't get it.
I don't know if it's a larger percentage of people in the
I mean,
world
you
that
know,
would
it's that
prefer
whole
that.
hurt people shit. But
For
come on,
what?
man, really, bro, that can't be entirely true because I've had What I am broken as fuck on the inside if we talking about hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it can't be that, bro. I still wake up every day with a smile on my face, positive as fuck, ready to motivate a motherfucker to do some good shit.
All right, look,
Yeah, if you
I got a question. I wanna verify something real fast. I just want to see if it's verifiable or not, right? From all of you guys, right? Have y'all had something traumatic happen to y'all?
Absolutely.
recently,
Not
no.
recently, but somewhere in your past.
About a year ago, yes.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Chris?
Oh, just one or you want?
I don't know
Yeah.
anything that you feel like that was
Bro.
mad
A bunch.
traumatic to you.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Silva? Romero, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
yeah, we hear you now.
Yup, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's crazy. That's verifiable right there. See, everybody on this call has
It is a
something real
catalyst,
traumatic
dude.
happen to them. You feel what I'm saying? And now we all on this wave right here. Now, I just wanted to ask that question to see if it was verifiable. You feel what I'm saying? Look, how about that? All on the same frequency. All had something crazy happen to them. I say crazy,
All looking
traumatic.
doing the same shit.
You feel what I'm saying? And look where we at right now.
Still cooking with grease at 9:42, about to be 9:43 where I'm at, but that's CST, worldwide,
Let's see
different
where we.
states, you know,
Oh shit,
INT,
it's 11 now.
international. We got hits.
10:43 over here.
See, different
Yeah.
time zones with it, everything. We tapped in.
Right though.
Look, that's a part of it, right? Like I feel like that's another cultural thing, and a lot of the things that we experience. Like when I start bringing new people into the fold, or they start like understanding what's going on, it's kind of like a harsh reality because it's like, oh, so wait, what am I doing this for? And like I think it goes back to like when hurt people. It's like I was watching a video and it was like narcissists don't realize they're being narcissists. A hurt person that's hurting you probably doesn't realize that they're doing that from a place of I'm
Right.
hurting, so I'm finna.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, fuck you, you gotta be
Right.
better. This is how I do it. Or you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case
Yeah,
may
it's
be.
bro. But that's one of the hardest things is to be respectful while being disrespected for a man, especially. Right? Like that's a big thing. It's hard as fuck. You know how I know? Because I've done it, and it fucking sucks, bro. It is
Gotta do it
very,
every day.
very hard to just swallow your pride, bite your tongue, and let somebody that you know is being absolutely fucking absurd and ridiculous just be that, right? But you got to look at it just like you would like your baby, right? That little baby, like she don't know any better. She pitching a fit. You know what I'm saying? All you can kind of do is try to help her get through that little spaz out, and try not to make it worse because she gonna do it anyway. It's just like her coping mechanism, just the way that she's gonna handle that situation until she becomes able to handle it better.
Mine is I'm funny. I'm gonna turn it
Me
into
too.
something that's a
I
joke.
mean, honestly, I can handle it any kind of way y'all want to
It's
handle it.
funny.
Listen,
I work on
we can go
myself.
all the way up with it, or we could talk it out like gentlemen and come to a solution. I prefer a battle of wits, really, honestly.
Man,
Yeah, I play too
Right?
much. As long as you
I
don't
feel
touch
like
me.
I'm hilarious to myself. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
I
saying.
might
Like
not be
I just
funny
be
to
talking
everybody
me and
else,
doing me, bro, and
but I'm
everybody else be
hilarious to
laughing.
myself.
But I
You
think
know
it's
what
funny.
I'm
That's why I
saying?
say it. Like I do shit that entertains me, and I don't really pay too much attention whether y'all are vibing with it or
You know what I
not.
mean?
And it just so happens they are.
And look, and 99% of the time, what I think is hilarious is probably not funny to y'all. You
Yeah,
know what
or
I'm
maybe you
saying?
just don't get
It
it,
probably
right?
make whatever I'm laughing at probably make you feel the total opposite.
A lot of
If I
times, I
explain
think
the
that's what
joke, it
happens with me,
loses its
bro.
funniness. It can't
Like
be
word
funny
is
once I'm
born.
playing
You
it.
feel what I'm saying?
You
Like a
know,
nigga could be looking at me right in my face, talking major shit to me. You know what I mean? Talking major shit to me or whatever he's gonna do to me. Just know in that moment, that shit is
Laughing.
hilarious to me. But
It
I'm about
is,
to
yeah,
straight
that is
destroy
funny.
you.
It is funny though.
I'm about to straight destroy you
And then
because
you know what? That's
it's
what makes you
hilarious
be
to me
like,
because
fuck
I'm
it, I'm
too
gonna let him.
quiet.
He can have a
I'm
pass.
too
He
quiet
needs
and
it.
I'm too cool for the shit that people is about to witness me do to
Yeah, I
you.
know. It's surprising.
And it's gonna be
Man,
hilarious
I
because
thought he was
niggas gonna
so
be looking
cool.
at it like holy shit.
Yeah, it's funny.
Because I'm too cool for it. Because that's not me. You feel what I'm saying? But I
Yeah, I
know
don't
what
think
the
I've ever seen
creator
you like
instilled
really
in me. I know what type of
I
strength
ain't really seen you
that
get
like
excited like that.
I know all the strength. I know the strength that's within this spirit You feel what I'm saying? That could come
Ooh.
out and be expressed within this physical
That
body.
part.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it don't really matter. You can be 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot 9.
8 foot.
It don't matter because as soon as you start saying
That
something
way.
crazy out of your mouth, my brain is like doing something
Honed
that
in,
like
like, all right,
doesn't
yeah, I'm a
even
leg
make
sweep. I'm
sense
gonna
to
fucking come
anybody.
across and
Like,
give
but
him a
he's
fucking rear
trying
naked
to
choke.
figure out where he's going to hit you at, how I'm going to destroy you, the worst place I can hit you, where you're going to feel the most damage. No, it's going to be exactly how I thought it would, and I'm going to a little soft spot. It's going to fuck you up. You know what I mean? Everybody that witnessed it,
Romero,
shock and awe. You feel what I'm saying? All the time,
you
bro.
you train martial arts too, Romero?
Not martial arts.
Okay. But I mean, like any form of like combat or like sports or anything like that?
No, just prison.
Right. Okay.
Look,
Yeah, that
do you
that
feel
works.
like you can?
That works.
Do you feel like you have to
Well,
take
he
a
just he
life
just, he
if
just
you
said
have
prison.
to?
You know?
You said what?
Do you feel like you can take a life if you had to?
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been in situations in prison where
Yeah.
I
That's an
had to do some
environment. Like
things.
if you've
But
never
yeah.
been, you don't know. I don't care how many movies you watch. There's shit that goes on in there that I can't fucking explain some of the shit that I've seen.
I can't even explain some of the
I
stuff I've
can't
been
even
through.
fucking
I don't
make it
even know
make
how to
sense
tell
because
people.
I'd be telling you and you'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking?" I'd be like, "You just would have had to fucking been there and seen the situation." Like
Yeah.
it's nuts, bro.
Like
It's not like people think either. It's not everything you could think of is going down. It's going
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Bro, there's people climbing through ceilings and rappelling out the side. We cutting holes in the walls and
yeah.
like it's the most absurd. And especially if you get to like a privatized prison, bro, that shit is batshit nuts. Because
Man,
it's
y'all can
literally
tell me
just a
more about that.
corporation that's making money off of fucking people's, incarceration, right? Like a CCA ran prison or some shit like that. Shit is absolutely nuts. It is so crazy. It's just like a little mini city, uh, and like the government is just greedy as fuck, corrupt as hell, and trying to get some money, and they're gonna extort and fucking sell drugs and do all kind of crazy ass shit to do it. And it's just like a free for all. It's like you take a bunch of criminals, you just throw them in this building, and then you
Yeah.
appoint like some people over them that actually will bring the shit in for them, and nobody says nothing or tells nothing because
That
everybody's
sounds
just
like a maximum security prison.
it's fucking nuts, dude. It's
Like y'all can
maximum
tell me more
security,
about
but
that.
there's
I only
no
made it to the
lockdowns,
county.
bro.
You feel what I'm
It's
saying?
open fucking free range, man. It's a maximum security prison, but you ain't locking down. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Wheeler is
Bro.
fucking.
It's
But he's
interesting
in there,
how
bro. He's in Cali, bro. That's where it goes down.
maximum security prisons be interesting because of like the architecture. Like I was watching something about ADX in Arizona, and they were talking about it's
ADX
called
where El
like
Chapo's at.
yeah, they was talking about it's called like whatchamacallit, the what's that? Alcatraz of the Rockies is what they nicknamed it. But the
The way
way
you
that it's
go in,
built,
you never
Yeah.
see the sun.
yeah, the way that it's
Yeah.
built is like you can only see the tops of the buildings. You can't see the floor, and you can't see like what time it is. You never see the sun during the day. You just get like a sun ray for an hour. Like they psychologically set it up like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a whole nother form of like
that's
fucking prison,
crazy,
right?
bro.
And think about it. That's how everybody. Matter of fact, everybody pretty much. If you ain't already thinking outside the box and fucking in your own lane, you're a prisoner right now, and you built your own fucking prison. And yeah, and really, motherfuckers are still signing up. Like they lining up to build their own prisons. They're like, hell yeah, let's get these smart cities. Everything within 15 minutes. We don't have to go nowhere or nothing. Everything be so convenient and easy and dumbass. It's so stupid. It's
It's
like
like you don't
you don't
even
see
have to
you
fucking
don't see where you don't see where that leads. Like
people. I tell people all the time, like there's still slavery, and people's like, no, there's not. It's like I don't need to put anyone in
yes,
slavery. I could just slide a W-2 across the table.
right,
I could just. I
boom,
don't. I could
right.
just hit you with a late fee.
I could just get you to fucking take this car loan out.
Yeah,
You
take
know
this
what I'm
car.
saying?
Take this 30-year
Just
mortgage.
get a loan. Yeah, yeah.
If you
Pay
got
your
bills,
fucking
you're in
30-year mortgage
slavery,
off
boy.
to find out fucking you didn't have to.
You got a job, you're in
Fuck.
slavery, boy.
Yes, that's so nuts.
I mean,
That's
whichever
so
way you look
and
at it,
then it like I mean
ain't
it
no,
fucking
ain't no escaping slavery, fam. We on a prison
yeah.
planet.
It's there's no
No,
yeah,
no,
there's
no,
We
no
in
wait,
light
escape.
cold. We in light cold
No,
lockdown.
no, no,
not
no.
unless
There
you
is
got
You
escape
feel what I'm
through
saying? Like,
knowledge.
bro,
You gotta but you gotta do it. You gotta
we're
put the shit
totally
into
on
action.
lockdown. You know why we on lockdown? Because you can smell it. You already know that you more powerful than what you are, but why you can't
Mm-hmm.
access it? Because you on lockdown.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In a
You ain't
prison.
gonna be able to express
Locked
that
down.
power that you feel like you supposed to be able to do until the chains is unlocked. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, I feel so much more stronger than what I feel like I am. You feel what I'm saying? Like in
Oh,
certain
well, definitely.
instance and shit like that. Like if at certain times I've seen it happen, like thrown 27-inch TVs with one arm type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like you get glimpses of the shit, but it's like you just like in
It's like that
some type of
woman that like
lockdown that
baby's
you're in.
under the truck,
And
but she
then
picks it up.
when you start listening to what the scientists say, yeah, we got like an arrow in our DNA. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, this shit
Yeah.
rolls deep, bro. Like, I don't be just
Isn't that
talking out my
crazy? We got like a
ass, bro. You can
self-destruct
go check
sequence
this shit
built
out.
into our
You
DNA.
feel what I'm saying? You can go check this shit out. Like, we got like a error code on us. Like, we got this shit called junk DNA that they say that's junk DNA. Ain't nothing. They created it and make
Junk
nothing that was
DNA.
junk, bro.
That's such a
You know what I'm
stupid
Unreal.
saying?
thing to
The
say.
shit is
Junk
cut off.
DNA. What the fuck
It's
does that
cut
mean?
off to a point. You feel what I'm saying?
Junk
Somebody
DNA. Like,
welded that bitch.
is that just some
That's
shit that
what
you
it
put in
looks
that
like.
drawer in the
You feel
kitchen?
what I'm saying? Somebody welded it shut. You feel what I'm saying? And then like at some time, wherever that shit will be like broken loose. You know what I mean? And that when I start saying that shit, you know,
That's
when you
stupid.
start listening to the scriptures and shit, when he start talking about the seals and shit like that breaking loose, I feel like that whatever is welded on our DNA is like one of them seals that would break loose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I do too much reading,
Yeah.
bro.
Hey,
I do too
Josh,
much
we need to get
reading.
him. Hey, you got the Dropbox, don't you, Naeem?
Yeah.
All right. Did I send you that one folder already?
You sent me one folder that was deep with all types of shit in there, like
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I sent that, but I didn't send you the Hearth book, did I?
the what?
The Hearth book. This bitch is big, bro. It's like I think it's
Mm,
like three. It's like three separate PDFs. I'll have to send you, but
nah, I
it's
don't think I got
everything.
the Hearth book. No.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, bro. It ties all that shit. It talks about the frequencies, like consciousness, the ether, you know, how it ties into Christianity. Talks
Mm-hmm.
about the whole 144,000 making it to heaven, and it really
Mm-hmm.
just being the frequency, and you know, it correlates to like the spinal fluid. You know,
Yeah.
dude, it goes fucking deep.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot.
deep. But people
I'm not gonna keep talking because I'll ramble on and like people, y'all lose everybody. They'd be like,
yeah,
what the
we
fuck?
we're
Because it's
losing
that,
everybody because they were like, what
it's
are
that
you
much, bro.
talking about?
Yes, bro. I'm saying it's that much. It's basically like it takes all the esoteric knowledge, all the Gnostic shit, but like everything, all of it, like, and it's
There's a
just
twist
puts it
and a
all in this
turn.
big
As
ass
soon
like
as you
fucking.
feel like you know something,
You know, you
you
realize you don't know
you
shit. That's why.
you
Yeah,
you, you
fuck that,
notice
bro.
that you real
I
far
don't
away
want to
from
ever figure nothing out, bro.
it.
I don't want to ever
You
figure nothing
real
out.
far away from it. You
I
feel
think,
me?
isn't it like Steve Jobs said that he was like, you know, you got to always be like a beginner. You got to you got to approach
Always be a
everything like a
student.
beginner, like you know nothing. Like I don't know shit about this,
Yeah.
you know, because that like arrogance or like even especially for people that like do become successful at shit, you know, it's real easy. Like I mean, me and Josh talk about it too. It's like you know, you talk to a lot of fucking people and you realize that damn, I am more intelligent than like
Mm-hmm.
80% of the people I talk to, and so you kind of get into this of always coming from like a teacher standpoint of or like a dumbing it down to like you know
Mm-hmm.
bring someone up to speed kind of thing. Um, and then you meet somebody that's like they don't need it dumbed down and shit. It's just it's weird.
I always
Like
do the
you'll
art of war.
become
I feel like
yeah. I know I do that shit
I
subconsciously and
don't
don't realize it.
never I feel like I don't really speak too much until
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like the one person,
Well,
the other person is speaking out enough.
And my thing is
Like,
this:
okay, I can open up. You feel what I'm saying? I feel
yeah,
with
like
that
trust. Yeah, I ain't gonna
he
80/20
could
trust you.
percent.
digest this type of information that I'm about to, you know, me spit
Right.
to him. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Listen, why are they so
the type of
combative over
information
shit like
that
this?
you spitting out could let me know what type of information you can receive. You
Right.
know what I'm
Because
saying?
honestly, A lot of people, if they're not ready to even have that conversation, when you try to tell them about the investments making money, you know, even if they aren't interested, they're still listening to making some money. But when you get into the laws and, you know, like shit like that, like shit that really can fucking make a difference, you know what I'm saying? It's like they'll just totally block that shit out. They'll even
Here's
like be
this is how
combative
y'all help
about it.
your
They'll be like, I
lead.
don't want to hear
You
nothing you got to
flip the
say. Fuck that,
paradigm
blah,
on
blah.
them.
And they'll be like, damn, I'm just trying to.
You flip the perspective on them. So that 80%, you'll take that 20%. You'll say, all right, cool. If I know 80% of this information, then let me flip the paradigm into, all right, what is it that you,
Mhm.
what is it that I can, you feel me, do to help you? What is it,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, culturally is
Bro,
the
I've learned a
background,
lot
you
of
know
shit
what
from
I'm saying?
people that wasn't nowhere
That
close
kind
to
of
as
like
smart as
allows
me.
it to be a lot more free flowing when people start like, when they start requesting information too. Because you ever get asked a
Mhm.
really good question that makes you start thinking, like, man, I'm kind of
Yeah,
used to
I
going
love
over
it.
a certain script, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I
That's what
mean,
I like. I search for that shit. I like to fucking get into a conversation with somebody, really who I feel like is smarter than me. That's what I love, right? Like I want to go hang out in that fucking room with all them brilliant ass fucking people that know way more than I do,
yeah, because I got a million
right?
questions.
And I want to
for
go in
y'all.
that motherfucker with confidence through the roof and do some beneficial ass valuable shit, on the free, just to let them know that hey, I'm cool too.
Look, in a room full of motherfuckers that you know that know more than you, what are you gonna do?
Right. I'm gonna do
No,
it
I
all.
mean,
I'm gonna do
what
everything.
what what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take advantage of that shit. Is what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's all
Okay.
I ever need is just get me in the
No, but
room.
how are you gonna take advantage of it?
Networking.
Okay,
Yeah,
Josh says you're gonna
networking for
network. What
sure.
you gonna do, Silver?
Network for sure.
You know what I'm gonna do? Even though I know that it's a room full of smart motherfuckers that I know that's smarter than
I'm
me,
gonna
I'm
handle
gonna
it just
show
like I
them
normally would.
the best shit that I know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I know
Show
that
them value.
I know something that they don't know. Y'all
I
know
know a lot
something
of shit
that
they
I
don't
don't
know.
know, but I'm gonna know some shit that y'all don't know. So I'm gonna make sure that I express the shit that y'all don't know to make y'all come and question me before I go questioning y'all.
And of course, this is after observation. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
another game.
You feel what I'm saying? But that's what I would do. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, we're going to network, but I'm gonna
Oh well,
see
I'm
the
gonna make sure
value
that
in
you
the
worth
room, but
networking
then
with
I'm gonna
first.
make myself
Yeah,
seem more valuable than y'all to make y'all
exactly.
want to
Well,
come
I'm gonna
talk to
make it
me.
aware. I'm gonna make it apparent that like
You feel
you
what I'm
can't
saying?
do without me. Right.
Because
That's how you survive.
the first thing that you can
Survival
do
of
in
the
a
fittest,
look,
man.
all of us in this room right now, right? All of us in this room right now in the room full of billionaires can talk about what that them niggas don't know about.
Right. You're not
So
gonna
you can
bring up
think
a subject that I don't know.
everybody when I said
As a
that,
matter
everybody thought of what one word start with a C.
of
Even if they invested in it. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? We got questions like
yeah,
how you investing in it?
yeah.
Because we already know that we about to be in the bag because we already know that we know some shit that y'all don't know because you just got money. And I know that you just throwing your money at shit because you just got money. But
Yeah.
as soon as I
I
show
can
you how
tell
to
because you're on
utilize your
Instagram
money,
flexing.
you know what I mean, and make returns on your money right in front of you within a couple seconds, guess what? I know you want, I know you want me as a friend. I know you want my number.
Yeah, one of my other
You know what?
favorite
It's kind
YouTube
of
channels.
I like that point. He said y'all
I
just
know
got
you want
money.
my number. You know what I mean?
It's
And I
the
ain't
truth,
even
right?
giving
A
it to
lot of
you.
people just get some money and think that they did it.
I
Like I
ain't
got
even
some
giving
money,
you
I
my
made it.
number.
Fuck it, it's over. I got all this money now. I'm the shit. I'm the boss. I'm big shit. No, but what money? That's the easy. Getting the money is fucking simple. That's fucking like peasant shit, bro. Getting money? What? You should have learned that shit a long time ago. You ain't on to fucking keeping it yet, because you're gonna
Yeah,
lose that shit if that's all you worried about is getting some. You
yeah.
is definitely not
Yeah,
gonna hold
my
on. You're
boy
gonna
was
get some,
watching
spend some,
meme
get some
coins.
and lose some,
He
get
was like,
some
"How
and
do I
spend
make a
some more,
million
get
off of
some and
meme
lose some.
coins?" And that man
Yeah.
said, "Look, I lost 80% of my bread for 3 months." You know what I'm saying? He was low key accidentally promoting all of these meme coins he lost money on, and then he's like, "Oh, then
Yeah.
I made a whole bunch of money on this one, and it kind of made it so it broke even." And then people at the end of the
Yeah.
video was telling him about DeFi and stuff like that, but they were saying how much of a learning curve it is, and you got to go through these different brokers, and you got to worry about gas fees. And I'm just hearing things that we already got the solution for, and I'm like, interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If this is like at the
I
top
know.
level, again, I've been a student of the game. I watched them customize cars. It's the guys from Donut Media. So they all
Ah.
broke up, and what I'm saying, started doing their own things. One of them got a channel called Speed Garage. So Speed, what I'm saying, they were trying to show what it's like to invest in this market. I guess he's doing more of an educational approach too with some of his content now. People like his presence, his character, right?
Hey, can we do live call-ins with this shit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, man. The
Bro,
money
that'd
is
be
a big
dope
part
as
of it,
fuck.
but it's
We can
also the
let anybody
strategy,
come.
right? It's
That'd be
also the
fire as fuck.
strategy.
The
I
strategy,
think like we
the
could also
strategy is
present that
dope.
strategy like an AMA.
Yeah. Look, the
Yeah,
strategies that we got are dope. You know what I'm saying?
especially this new shit with
They're
the
they're no they're no
legislation and
lose
shit's popping
they're no
off. That shit's
lose
gonna be fire.
strategies. Who
There's a million of them, and they all work.
the traders don't even have a no lose strategy.
Yeah, I know.
They can't have a no lose strategy. We do though.
No, because they trading.
Because
That's a
you
whole different.
figure
That's weird too.
no
You got to
matter
think about
whichever
mindset.
no matter
It's
however
everything,
the
no matter.
market goes, there's already we putting the crypto in places where it's
Oh yeah,
already good. It's already making you more
and
bread,
we
no
putting it
matter
in places
what
it
the
ain't never
market
been.
does. You feel what I'm saying? No matter what the market does, all our strategies are like covering your bases. Whether the market is going up or down, it don't really matter. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh,
So that's how we are destroying the market. I mean, the only question, the only reason why I didn't stay in the one live with the boy with the ballot AI is because I had to get on the road and come back home. I wanted to ask him like,
bro, I know, man.
are
It
you
was. I
trying to
was just
build
sitting
this
there
on
like,
Algorand? Because I see you using like Solidity and
yeah,
Soul.
he was on
That's
Solana.
all
Yeah,
like that's super that like all that stuff is good. Like Soul is cool, but bring it over to Algorand.
yeah. It's just simple. It's faster. It's cheaper. They set
You
everything
feel what
up
I'm
for
saying?
you
Bring it
too,
over to
and like it's just
Algorand, where it's
that
cheaper at.
shit's.
You feel what I'm
I
saying?
don't
It's
understand it
cool. You
because
can
it's
keep
like
the Ethereum joint. It's already built over there. All you got to do is
Bro,
reboot
that's
the
got to
Ethereum
be
is
like
such
a
a
Algorand chain.
targeted
scam.
thing.
You feel what I'm saying? That's all you got to
Ethereum is
do.
such a scam. How is it that you're
I,
using
that's why
point?
I don't understand it.
How
Like,
are you gonna
how are
use
you in
point
crypto and you
zero
don't prefer
zero
Algorand?
two for gas every time? That's unbelievable.
It's the craziest shit. Like I do that just when it's like some shit like a block dag, or if it's one of those things where I can like gain a benefit or a, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
compound the leverage or some shit like that for this particular token or something. I was so pissed off about that Binance shit because I was getting the 5% fucking cash back in USDT on the Binance chain, right? And I had to go through all kind of fuck shit to get Binance and then get it onto the fucking
They
wallet and
want you
then
to link your
just to
social
be able to
security
spend.
number.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
I'm not
Hell no,
linking
bro.
my
I was
social
from. I was
security
a
number.
Japanese citizen for a minute.
What's the point of having decentralized? What's the point of decentralized finance if it's tied to your social security number?
Yeah, what in the fuck are you doing? That's so crazy, bro. Like, yeah, let me link my social to this decentralized fucking thing. It's not
Yeah,
decentralized, then is
I
it?
don't know, but look, I just know that ballot shit will work smooth on Algorand.
That shit is dope as fuck, bro. I'm so glad that I found
And
out about
it's a
that.
perfect use case for certain shit that
I
we
didn't,
can
you know
plug
what's
in.
fucking crazy is I've read the First Amendment and the Second and the Third, and I know that's what it says, but I never really made the correlation, because everybody thinks the First Amendment and the only fucking thing they think about is the what? Freedom of speech,
Freedom of speech.
right? First Amendment, freedom of speech. They never fucking pay attention to the part where it says you have the right to petition, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they never even fucking
And
think
They
that's
about
never
that
the
because
pay
they're so
attention
worried
to
about
that part
freedom
of
of
the
speech.
First Amendment.
Right. See what I'm saying?
And that's the place where we are. To be honest, we're putting this paperwork and shit in like
Yeah,
that. We
that
are in
means you have a
the
voice,
petition
right? Instead of just
stages
voting, right?
of
You don't like most people
enforcing
think
the
they
law.
the vote only counts because they vote for the politician. The politician passes the law or legislature. You know,
All right, fuck it.
just-
Fuck
that's
it.
it.
This is where
No,
we at
you
with
can
it. This
go
is
and
where
do it
we at with it.
yourself. You can post a fucking ballot. You can fucking have people sign up. You can
You just
like
need 100,000.
get
It's like what
paid to
happened when the people
fundraise for
get
that shit.
deported. If they could get 100,000 people to sign, then somebody could get in
Boom.
front of Congress and state the claim
There
and
you
ask
go.
for an extension of time
There you go.
for
There's
them
a
to get
lot
their
of shit,
visas.
man, that you can do, but you just either don't care or you like haven't had anybody show you. Most people really it's both, but most people really just don't give a shit. That's why they get so mad when you try to teach them some shit like that really would benefit you. It would make
A lot of shit.
your life better, but it's a little out of the box, or maybe it doesn't line up with your way of thinking. But obviously, your way of thinking has got you going to fucking crystals every day, and working fucking 12 hours to barely make it by. So if if that were me, if we were in different positions and I was the one doing that, I think at some point I would have to stop and just kind of look around and say, is everybody doing this too? And if they're not, then why are you? Obviously, you got options, right? So it's something that you're not doing that you could be, or maybe it's something that you are doing that you shouldn't be. Not to knock crystals, I think I might have worked there actually. And believe it or not, my favorite the job I had the most fun at was a restaurant. Like I was like a running the kitchen, and the dude that like he was like a culinary trained chef and shit. So he taught me all kind of cool ass shit. Like I know how to do just about everything when it comes to food. Really came in handy when, decided to say fuck all the processed shit and do everything organic. But that was probably my favorite job. Like as far as working for someone else, definitely that was the funnest shit ever. I go in and cook all kind of shit. So I ain't knocking nobody that works at like a fast food restaurant. No.
Vote to pass a bill or legislation in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, and get into your like whatever
Bitcoin
state you're in, check the laws specific to that state too, because that's one thing you got to realize. Yes, there's a United States corporation or government, whatever you want to call it. But each state is actually technically its own country. And they are like separate from each other, even though they are like, federally
votes.
Together.
At least
have you guys
41
read
votes.
the Bitcoin bill that Donald Trump came out with?
I have read some, yeah. That's
It's not long.
Yeah, it's not long at all. What do you think?
I mean, really, all he did was just make it all he did was make it so that the United States Federal Corporation adds Bitcoin to its investment portfolio of digital assets.
Right.
He-
But so you don't
nothing
think
else.
there's like an
It's
ulterior
still
motive behind it?
decentralized. He's not messing with it, but he's not
Right.
dumb, bro. He knows what he's
I
doing.
think he's making a stable coin personally.
A
I
stable
think he's going
coin.
to build the
Make you what
reserve
a
up,
stable
and
coin.
he's going to use that. He's going to build the digital currency reserve up, and he's going to use that fucking reserve as the collateral for a stable coin.
You could collateralize the whatever is in the
stablecoin?
reserve of the treasury to
Well,
secure.
I mean, I imagine it would be like an American dollar stable coin decentralized. It's like,
You don't think XRP gonna hit
kind
it?
of like how the greenbacks and shit were maybe before this whole bullshit Federal Reserve
You don't
system
think
kind of
they
came
gonna?
into play.
You don't think they're gonna try to undermine Bitcoin?
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
What do you mean
I
undermine?
believe it. I honestly do believe that shit was a beta
Bitcoin's
test.
been there, so therefore they gotta put the masses on another coin.
I think it was a
Bitcoin
beta
came out
test
the
and it
same
worked
year
great.
as the financial crisis.
Right. Think about that, guys. Come on, man.
But it's too late for like everybody else. Like feels like
I really think that they knew they couldn't pull the fucking no more gold back in your money shit again. They couldn't just swap the shit up. So they
They're
had to
gonna
do
have
it.
to.
They had to finesse that shit, bro.
The government is
They
gonna
couldn't
have to
handle
roll
another
out
bank
some
run.
type of crypto coin to the masses when
XRP.
they switches off the paper currency, because it's about to happen. So
XRP, it's already happening.
what coin is it going to be?
It's gonna be XRP, bro.
I mean,
It'll
that's
be
the
that, or
question.
maybe it'll be Ripple's like stable coin. That what is that?
What,
XRD or X
XTC?
whatever. Yeah, probably.
Hey, what's
I mean, come on, man.
what's crypto bubbles? What is that?
Crypto bubbles just show you what the market is doing, just at full scale in bubbles.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah. No, that shit is. I'm glad you just brought that up because I meant to get that.
What coin is doing good and what coins are doing
It
bad.
does. It has
in a
little
bubble.
bubbles, and it's fucking. You can have 1,000,000 coins on there, but the bubble will be biggest. That
Yeah,
like it
it's
has the
bigger.
most money in it, or it's grown the most, or whatever. So it's like you can have all those bubbles on there,
We can
and
pull it up
you
right
really
now.
can.
I mean,
You
that's
can
the point.
compute like all that shit at the same time by the bubbles. Yeah, it's actually pretty fucking convenient. And I was like, damn, that's crazy because if you were to try to like do what I do, which is like go in and fucking pay attention to every one of those percentages and shit, that shit would fuck. It's a lot, bro. That's why I only do it like maybe once every couple of weeks. I'll just go in and fucking pay attention to everything, get a fucking
So
feel for, and then I'll hit all my fucking accounts like it and and then I won't touch that shit for a
It's
minute.
going to show you
That shit is
the
dope. I
day
forgot all about that.
and what the market is doing for the day. And that
Boom.
shows you right now, like the market is doing good right now.
So that's a bunch of every
All
one of
you
those
see
little bubbles is a
green.
different fucking asset.
But some of them, the bigger they are, the better they doing.
Yes. See what I'm
You get
saying?
it? The
And I
bigger
think
they
about
Okay,
it,
are, the
okay.
bigger the bubble, the better
that's
they're
a
doing.
lot of fucking shit right there. And you're able to compute that. You're able to look at that and like, I mean, I'm sure some people's looking at this shit like, what the fuck is this? What does that
Obviously,
mean?
you would want
Up.
to
For me,
buy
it's
when they're
easy. I'm
red,
looking, I'm
right?
like, all right, Jasmine's up fucking 14.1%. You
Yeah,
know what
of
I mean?
course.
And I don't even have to pay
You definitely
attention
want
to
to
it
buy
like
them when
that,
they
like I
red.
normally would, because I could just look, the bubble's bigger. So that one's outdoing fucking that one, and this one's doing better than that one, and this one's doing better than that one. And fucking the stable coin don't move, then I can fucking play that one as big as fuck. That big ass bubble, I can
And
fucking
you can easily see by the
convert that shit over to a stable coin
like
and keep that.
look how big
Yeah,
these are. You see, look, 14, 13, 10. You see how big those are? And look,
like those
4,
could be in a matter of
3.
minutes too.
See how small they get from the percentages that they are? Even though
And they
that
could,
they're
like I
doing
said, that
good,
could be
they're
in
green.
seconds.
But then the ones that's doing bad, they're red.
And it's and it's the opposite too. So the ones that's doing the worst are going to be the biggest red bubble.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? So but these are in the red right now. You know what I mean? Algorithms in the red right now. You feel what I'm saying? These bubbles are in the red.
Man, what is does the volume like? Does you think the
Look,
music and shit to play through the fucking on the Zoom, or nah, you
it'll
probably wouldn't
play.
be able to hear it. Would
It'll
you think
play.
so?
Yeah.
So, oh well,
I've
y'all got a
played it
mic and
before.
shit. It might actually.
But
What's
yeah,
Pancake Swap?
what about Pancake Swap?
That's the coin that Luke Belmore got rich off of.
Pancake swap.
Pancake Swap is a swap. It's a swapping
Yeah,
site like Tiny
yeah,
Man.
yeah. It
What
was like one of
network
the
is it
first
on?
exchanges.
It's on Binance.
It's,
Pancake Swap is off Binance.
That's what Luke Belmore
BNB
got rich off of. He threw in a couple thousand and he got millions off of that.
off of what
yeah, he
Pancake?
probably
The
put in a lot of
That's
hard
Pancake
how
work
coin,
too,
Luke
though.
Belmore
You know,
got
that's
rich.
another thing. Luke, a lot of people realize that Luke Belmar was the one like behind the scenes
bro.
with like Andrew
I threw a
Tate's
couple
marketing
dollars in
campaigns and
Pancake Swap
internet
and the
shit and
staking.
everything.
That shit went up like that shit was crazy. The staking was like 120 some shit. That shit
Where's that
went
money?
from like 100 to like 1500 like fast as fuck on the Pancake Swap site.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The staking joint on there is crazy on Pancake Swap. That's the first thing I started
Yeah,
like
it
kind
is.
of promoting when I first got into this crypto shit a couple years ago was the Pancake Swap and that staking play
I hope y'all can hear this, bro.
part that they had on Pancake Swap. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, hold on. Let's go to it. I haven't been
Can you hear that?
on Pancake Swap in years, bro.
Can you hear that?
But you would want to invest in those type of things. Like, no. I can't hear it.
All right, hold on. That's acting stupid. Probably need to fucking change the batteries in it now, so I keep using.
Yeah, they got perps. Yeah, this joint look totally different now.
It was playing for a second now, mate.
But it's just to swap like Tiny Man just on Binance. Hey, yeah,
Binance shit, this shit was annoying.
coin is almost $2 right now. I
And
remember
so,
that shit was
you remember how Coinbase fucked my limits up? Like they cut my limit down to $15. I was like, what the fuck? Like, cause I updated my new debit card. That was nuts. And they like then they boosted it back up to like 400, which is I was like $400 fucking dollars. That's crazy. And now it's back to normal. It's like crazy as hell. I don't know what that was all about. It was weird. They literally Coinbase wouldn't let me do nothing. I made like I bought $15 worth of algo or some shit. And it was like you reached the limit. And I was like, what? I had to do all kind of crazy ass shit to
Oh
get
yeah,
that
see,
shit up
this
there. Now
staking
it's
is
back.
still
Now I
pretty
got fucking $10,000
pretty
limit
good. It's like
on
22.30.
the wire transfers and fucking 5,000 on both of the other. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did y'all fuck with it in the first place? Then they was wanting like fucking my bank records and shit. Was wanting me to verify income. I was like, hell no. Not doing none of that. I'll just go moon pay that shit.
But yeah, they staking is already still like look 26 weeks. You
I
can
ain't really
stake.
fuck with pancake swap in a minute.
You can stake and
I
earn.
bet that shit is probably better than it used to be now.
You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, up to like 22, 33%, and then there's
So it's
the
just
other shit.
I didn't it's
Oh, look,
specifically on
there's this other
Binance.
shit too that you want to fuck with in here if you're gonna be on here
What
for
is so that's on the
third period
Binance
of the
network,
year.
so I have to have Binance,
Yeah,
and that's
For
tied to
gas
my
fees,
social,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I haven't fucked with Binance in a minute.
yes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, there's a way around it. I have to go back and fucking figure it out because I got around it. I know I use a VPN for it.
Check this shit out. What the fuck is this right here? Hold up.
102. Wait, 200.
And what is this? I seen something else down here too. I thought I saw something. Oh no. But yeah, it's these things. What is this? What is this coin? What is that?
Can you hear that?
AI tech. What is AI tech? And what is this Vaughn? What is this Vaughn? No, I can't hear it, Chris.
Yeah, I can. That's just fine. Can you hear it now?
No.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear it? I can't hear it. I can't hear no music.
That's it, right? I was fucking with that earlier. That shit's, bro. That's gonna be hard as fuck. Could you hear it, or was it like all fucked up?
Create and launch a token.
You guys know what
What?
the definition of human being is in Ballantines Log Dictionary?
Yeah, monster.
A
Isn't
sea
that
monster.
yeah.
A
Sea
human
monster?
being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. A monster hath no inheritable blood and cannot heir to any land.
Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they want you calling yourself a human being and a person
Did y'all see
and all this
that right
other
there
shit
though?
you think you are.
Yeah, that you're not.
You're not, bro. You're
Did
not
you
a
see
fucking
Like you're not an
got something that you can
individual.
make
You're
your
not a
own coin
person.
you're
You're not
not a
like
fucking individual, bro. Get out of here with that shit. Run around calling yourself citizens and shit. You fucking crazy motherfuckers.
I be trying to tell people,
I
bro.
don't know why
Straight.
y'all was over there
Oh, that's
I
talking
fucking
try to
about
nuts.
tell
that.
We
people,
seem like the
bro.
crazy ones though to them. To everyone else, we're crazy.
I know.
To
I try to
everyone
tell
else, we're
people.
fucking crazy. Right? Like, all
Swap
right, cool, I'll be crazy.
It's right there in the
Solana
black and white,
token.
though. You
Yeah,
can't deny
read some
yourself,
shit.
bro.
I guess it's
Launch
crazy to be fucking
destination
intelligent or
on
to
our
read some shit, I guess.
springboard.
Yeah, fucking woo, watch out for that crazy motherfucker. He knows some shit. He might fuck
Right
around and
there
teach
in
you
the
something.
black
He's
and
crazy.
white.
Stay away from him.
It's right there in the black and white.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Right there.
Wait.
And you're gonna fucking stand up.
But
and-
yeah, Pancake Swap is
Mike,
where I
you're
first
right to
started
be a
making
human
some
being.
money off crypto at, to be honest. That's where it first
You said
started.
that's where you first started?
When I first started. Yep.
What is it?
when they had
First
the
started
stake, and the
crypto?
stake was at like what? That stake
Oh, you was fucking with the pancake swap when you first started? Bro,
APR or some shit
I had
stupid.
$5,000 worth of Bitcoin in the early 2000s,
Stupid.
and it was worth like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Pennies probably. I can't really remember how cheap I bought it, but it was fucking real cheap. And I had $5,000 worth of it. I just blew that shit on dumb shit,
Well,
and that's the fuck up.
yo, we live in
Live and learn, right? I guess I wasn't ready for money back then like that.
Bro, the consumer
Like the
mindset.
pizza, the fucking pizzas, wasn't that how much they end up being? Those two pizzas or whatever the dude bought with the Bitcoin. That was the first purchase ever made with Bitcoin.
what?
Was a fucking the fucking pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, they bought 2 pizzas for I don't know, for
Yeah, it was like
500 bit.
fucking yeah, it's crazy. Now it's like 500 fucking Bitcoin for some pizzas. Fuck you.
Shit.
But yeah, that happened, and that's crazy. That was the first. Like, what did he do? I guess he had to call and have that pizza place agree to accept it or something, right?
Yeah, that's it. I talked to a guy that was like,
Yeah, honestly, it's that easy. It's like, hey, will you guys take this? I'll show you how to fucking receive it.
yeah, I talked to a guy that has his own clothing line and shit. I was trying to get some game sheets from him, and he said that a dude offered them to pay him some shit in Bitcoin or whatever. It was crazy how much he said too. I was like, damn, he paid
And
you
you
that
said
much
no.
in Bitcoin. You feel what I'm saying? Like that shit is at like what now? You know what I mean?
I
Like
know, dude. I know.
I
I
was
don't even
like,
want to
he
talk
was
about
like
it.
he couldn't get for somehow what I
I
think he lost
know,
the
but
account
it was had
or
to been
some shit
like,
like that. I was like, you know how much that account is worth right now, boy?
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and you
What
don't
did
have
Bitcoin
access
like
to it. That
first
nigga
launch at?
kicking
Is
yourself
it
right
like
now,
I ain't even looked that up. What was his original
bro.
like price?
I
Does
don't even
anybody
know,
know?
but the nigga got
It was
like
2 cents.
Was it 2 cents?
yeah, it started
Yes.
like every other coin. The last time it came across
Okay.
my nose, it was 23 cents.
Okay. That's what I seem to be like. Like I want to say when I bought the shit, it was at like 20 cents or 20 something
It was,
cents.
first time I heard about it was 23 cents. I didn't even jump on it. I didn't even understand it. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
I did, but it was just because you could use it like to online. You know what I mean? You could purchase it
I'm kick
specifically like
myself
on
to
dark
this
web and
day.
shit like that.
I kick myself to this day.
Oh shit, me too. I would have much
You know
rather
what I'm
fucking
saying?
just
I'm
held
like,
on to that.
damn.
Just
That's why I
held on to
feel
that,
like
bro. Not bought fucking dumb shit on the internet.
just to see with me like building shit on Algorand and shit like that now, and I'm looking like, damn, Algorand, you like its all time high was at like 23 cents. Where I caught,
No,
Mhm.
I mean,
49.
Yeah.
well, 49. You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
there we go.
it's super low right now, and it's going to
Right.
spring back up to where it was at. And it's like I'm building projects and shit like that on the chain now, and I just understand that like once Algorand blows, everything blows with it because
Everything
it's
goes
on the
with it.
same
Right.
chain. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
And
once
Walt's
it
right,
blows,
like
it blows. Like
for
if you can't
now,
catch it early, then you got to catch it late when it's high, wherever it
the fuck would
goes.
you want to catch anything like? You
You
know what I'm
feel
saying?
what I'm
I don't
saying?
want to catch
So
anything late.
that's why I'm like, I'm about to put a couple albums on Algorand. You feel what I'm saying? Couple songs, couple projects on there.
I'm
Let
gonna
it
do a
sit
whole platform,
and let
an
it sit.
exchange,
You feel what
like,
I'm saying? Because once the
and just
platform and
let it go.
the whole layer, the whole network blow back to where it was at, everything going to be higher than what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Once you understand it, you feel what I'm saying? Just like Ethereum. You feel what I'm saying? If we was like I said, we don't recommend that shit, but it's like people build on Ethereum because of the fact that you know that like it's gonna cost you a bit to fucking mint this fucking thing. So if you sell it, you feel me? It got no other choice but to be high. You feel what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna get your money back. If it don't, you feel what I'm saying? It don't even make sense for you to
Right. What
mint
the
a
hell are you doing it
fucking
for?
NFT on Ethereum if it ain't at least worth 2 times the
Yeah,
gas.
it's got to be worth something, bro. That's the thing. Like, you got to spend
At
fucking.
least 2 times the gas.
Okay, I'd have to spend $4 just to be able to fucking put myself in a position to invest on one of those chains. Right,
Not
like $4
even.
or $5 just to really
I
be
think
like,
that's
all right,
bullshit.
now I can take this and put it on something else and pay fucking $5 more.
I think that's kind
By
of
the time I got this shit in a goddamn account that's actually about to start generating some fucking gains, I'm fucking $20 in. So now I got to make up for the fucking $20 that I paid to just get that bitch there.
I think you're being lenient.
It's
You know what
fucking
I'm saying?
crazy.
'Cause it seems like gas fees, that shit is almost like $10, $20
To fucking just to
for
put
you
it
to make
here to be
moves
able to
with
do
that
something with.
thing.
And
I
then it just
couldn't
don't make
even
no
get my
sense.
gold
Like,
mining up with 40.
and
Like
everybody
I think I
hates on
had, like,
Algorand. That's just
they was
dumb.
only asking me to put $30 on gold mining or whatever. I think I had like $50 on there, and I couldn't even get my gold mining shit onto the platform. I was
Yeah, I
like,
know, dude.
I can't
I had
even. I can't even
$900
get
stuck
my
on that fucking
gold
Avalanche shit.
mining. I can't even get my gold mining on this platform with $50, and they only asking for 30. I couldn't even get $30 of the 50. You know,
Bro,
what I mean?
it's crazy. Like I
To the
did this to make some
platform, bro.
money, and now I've got the money that I
Retarded.
had fucking stuck where I can't do nothing with it. Like, what the
Yeah, it
fuck?
was
This is
retarded.
stupid. It's
That
like
shit was
I hate
retarded,
hustling
bro.
backwards, bro.
I'm like,
I just
never,
hate it.
bro.
I
I'm
fucking
never
hate it.
fuck
That
Solidity.
shit, like the other
Fuck
day when I was
that
trying to get that G algo into
Ethereum.
the thing, that shit was making me so mad because I was
If
like,
it
this is
ain't
stupid.
WETH, I ain't fucking with it. I can't, bro. I can't. Crazy. That is just nuts. You know what I mean? And like, look, and like the moves that you was making earlier. You know what I'm saying? That shit, what you would have went broke.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Around with the moves that you
For
was doing
sure.
earlier.
I know it,
On the
and I was just
journey,
being
bro.
reckless
You
as
know
a
what I'm saying?
motherfucker too, bro.
Like, you crazy.
Yeah, that'd have been got to. Oh,
Like,
you know what? I didn't think about that. That's maybe a bad thing about
and that's another thing that the people
Algorand.
need to understand about us too.
No,
You know
that
what I'm
I
saying?
did
Like
that too because that
we
really
trying to
was
put
like it
y'all,
was
we trying to put the people in the
that was
best
a real session
predicament.
for us. Like Friday, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn some shit. I'm gonna try some shit out. I'm gonna like early in the morning. Usually that's my shit anyway. I wake up early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Get my little coffee and my shit together, and
That was a
then
good session.
I brainstorm. I brainstorm. I try new ideas. I fucking you know what I'm saying? I just try to be creative because that's like they really what you should do is when you first wake up is you should have like a notepad or something by the bed and like when you wake up write that whatever you got fucking idea because that's when you're think about it you kind of write in between like a conscious fucking state and like an unconscious like subconscious fucking dream state right
Theta.
you're in between
We call it
those
theta.
realms. And so it's like, yeah, exactly. So it's a good time to fucking write down your fucking thoughts because you still have ties to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Ancestral fucking shit. You still have ties to the ether. You still have ties to the fucking dream realm, all that shit. You
And
know,
if you
you're
want
gonna
to,
think a little different.
build on that, you want to go to sleep on that notepad the night before.
Yep.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then you realize that you can lucid
Look through that
dream. And if you
thing,
don't know
and
what
then go
that
to
is,
sleep.
that's where you can tell that you're dreaming while you're dreaming. And if you have the ability to notice that you're dreaming in lucid dream, then if you fucking practice enough, you'll be able to actually control the dreams. It's actually pretty fucking crazy. It's pretty cool. I guess I found that out because I know y'all done had a dream where you fighting somebody or you're running or you're playing a sport or something, and it's coming time to like it's game time, right? It's time for you to fucking show them what you got, and like you go to hit this motherfucker, and in the dream it's just like you just barely tapping. It's just like boop, and you just like
Yeah.
what the
You
like I
can't. Yeah,
had a
you
dream
can't
like
fully
that.
swing.
Yeah, like I'm swinging like for the fences, but when it hit him, it's just like
It's
boop,
like you
it just
swinging while
taps
you
him, and
in
you're just
water.
like what? I had this one dream, bro. It was this assassin, and he had a little stick like this long, bro. I mean, it was like 3 inches, and I had two katana swords, bro, two of them, and he fucked me up that whole dream, man, with a little
You ever
stick
had
this
those?
long, and I was like,
You ever
dude,
had
and it
those
was just like,
dreams where you take the jump and then your jump is just like
yeah,
totally out of control?
yeah. I've hit the ground though. That's like I've hit the ground in that shit, and then bounced
You
up.
jump and float
Yeah,
far as fuck. You be like, damn, what the fuck?
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I
yeah,
was able to lucid dream and fucking make
my,
myself punch
my
harder
most
in that
recent
one. And I
dream
was
that
like,
was
oh,
like
that's
mad
fire.
lucid. It was
Hey,
like
I want
I
to
was
read
in the
something to you,
corner. I
man.
was like in a
All
hallway
right.
talking to somebody, and then it was like I looked over my shoulder and I seen the shadow over my shoulder. You feel what I'm saying? And then it was like I couldn't quite. The shadow looked different. You feel what I'm saying? From my perspective. And then when I turned and looked, it was totally different. You feel what I'm saying? He looked like something crazy. And I was like, what? And then it was like in my dream, I just felt myself like, nah, no, that's not what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not it. And it's just like how the whole dream just started changing. And I was like, I looked at the dude, I was like, yo, fuck you. You feel what I'm saying? I looked at the thing that I was like, yo, fuck you. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like the whole dream just started shattering, like all in this place. Like that shit was crazy. It was crazy, like crazy.
Hey, me and Josh had a conversation about that too. It's like, you know, people be saying like I'm very blunt and shit. I'm like, bro, if y'all realize how I talk to myself or how I be talking to like if real shit, like if it's just one of the things where I really feel like there's some negative ass entity just in this motherfucker, bro, and that's why this shit just is crazy as hell, don't make no sense. I can't solve it. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I'll talk crazy as fuck to the devil, bro. I'll be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, let's
Yep.
get it. You know what I'm saying? I'll call that motherfucker out I talk crazy as hell than like any lower vibrational fucking entity trying to come in.
Yo,
Like,
you
my
ever
fucking
you
space,
ever
bro.
see the people you ever talk crazy to the devil in front of people and shit and they get scared?
Yeah, man. They
Yo,
look
you
like, what
crazy,
the
yo,
fuck,
you
bro?
why you
I've
doing
been in
that?
arguments with
And
people
I'm
that
like,
you just
yo,
know,
why
like,
are
nah,
you
this is not
scared?
them, and call them
Why are you
like
scared
demon,
of that nigga?
like demon. You say that shit 6 times and they don't say quit calling me that, bro. That's a demon.
Yeah,
I promise you, bro. Ain't no way I'd let you call me a demon 6 times without being like, you call me that shit one more time, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro.
yeah,
I
right.
swear to God. Like, bro, that was in a full fledged, like, heated ass argument. Like, that shit was for real. I was like, bro, this don't make no sense. I know what it is. You fucking possessed. It's a demon, bro. Yes, you're a demon. And bro, like 6, 7, 8 times, I was like, you ain't you ain't denied that shit yet. I was like, damn, that's really like gotta be a demon then, don't it?
See what?
Ain't you supposed to like, you know what I'm saying? When you refute them and shit, like you dispel them and shit, like call them out. They got to fucking, they lose, you know. Really, they preying on fear or whatever. Any of that lower vibrational fucking shit is preying on fear, grief, whatever they can to get you like distracted and not fucking logical. Finance over friendship, man. Not really. Not really. If it's real friendship, take that. Take that all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Real shit. A genuine friend. It's hard to find those. We found them. We found quite a few actually. That's nuts.
What happened?
Especially coming from like our backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Every one of us comes from like a fucking similar circumstance or background that we were conditioned not to trust people. We were fucking conditioned to, be a victim and just do what you can and settle and fucking, all that shit. The only like role models that we had were the fucking wrong ones. You know, by all means, we all should have failed and did a lot. I failed miserably a million times, and it did fucking amazing, and then failed again.
You know what I felt that the most? Being the bad guy.
Right?
It was like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
around like
I
all my
just never
OGs,
fucking.
all my
I suck at that,
OGs
man.
like had touched major white girl, major butt. You feel what I'm saying?
That's good
And
though.
it's
Shit,
like that was
that's a good thing.
the easiest ways, the
It
easiest
is.
lanes for me to be like to like prosper.
It's the easier lane for
And then
anybody
it
that
was like
doesn't
it just wouldn't
have
work for me though.
options.
It just wouldn't work for
Right.
me though. Like I had a nice little bud flow and shit like that. It should have been way better though. You feel what I'm saying? Because of how easy it was. It was just too easy. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it is. It's too
It was
easy.
just
That's
too
why it's a
easy.
trap. It's a trap.
But
They call it
it
the
just
trap for
wouldn't
a reason,
flourish for
bro.
me. You feel what I'm saying?
That
Like
shit
it would
is a
flourish for
trap.
everybody else, but it wouldn't flourish for me. And it was just so easy. It's like it's just the bad guy role was not for me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
You
saying?
know what?
Because
It never
all
really
the
was for
bad guy
me either.
shit just wouldn't work out for me whatsoever. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I never like agreed with just, but you know what though? Also don't take drugs or circumstance or the people. Like, okay, yeah, if you hang around shitty people, your habits and shit, but you got a fucking choice always, all the time, no matter what. You just maybe aren't making it. right? It might not be a fucking easy one. It's probably a hard choice, and that's why you don't want to make it. But you got a choice, bro. You can't fucking just sit in a situation and blame every fucking thing on
Always got a
everything
choice.
else, right? You're sitting there. You got fucking legs. Get up and walk away.
You know,
I
always
did.
got a choice. You know what I mean? You always.
Chris did. You know what I'm saying? Why, like we, you know what I'm saying? You at some point you just kind of look around. You be like, you know what? I ain't supposed to be here.
Yep.
This is not
Yeah.
me. This ain't vibing with what I'm trying to do or who I'm trying
Yep.
to be, or it's just not resonating with fucking my frequency anymore.
Yep.
I'm out. And a
And
lot of
that's
times I
just
think that shit, that depression and all that shit that people go running to the doctor, all that is those moments where like your fucking spirit ain't feeling right because you're not fucking vibing with your fucking surroundings anymore.
you ain't even
You
vibing with
probably
your.
aren't depressed. You probably just need to get the fuck up and move away from whatever it is that's making you fucking all anxiety and, you know, fucking fearful and grief stricken and all those other dumbass fucking emotions that people
Yeah.
use as crutches.
I mean, yeah, and then
Fuck
like,
your feelings. Get some shit done, bro. Get up and get the fuck out, right? You won't feel that way.
look, man, where the start is get your imagination back.
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I'm
Like
saying?
imagine that you could
If
do
you
some
can't
shit
imagine,
other than fucking go to your job every day forever.
if you can't imagine where you want to be at and who you want to be, bro, you ain't gonna never be that motherfucker.
Right. Bro, if I
Because it
can ask you
starts with
what
you
do you want to
being
do?
able
Where
to
do you want to be in
imagine,
5 years?
feel that shit, smell that shit, touch it without it even being
Be
there.
it. Fuck
You
that.
feel what
Be
I'm
that
saying? It
already.
starts
That's
there.
why
You feel what I'm saying?
Randy,
So if
you
you
know,
can't even
Randy,
do
he's
that,
one of my
you ain't
mentees.
gonna never touch it.
He came to the house and I got that big ass bookshelf with all these fucking trust and state laws. I got governmental fucking nonprofit organization tax fucking laws, and I mean there's a fucking bookshelf full of everything you'd want to know about business and fucking law and anything. And he like asked what book should he read. I gave him that Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm. I haven't read that book yet.
Bro, I read it a
Yo, it's
long
a
time
couple
ago
of
and thought
books.
it was
Yo, it's a
stupid.
lot of books I haven't read,
I
bro.
thought it was dumb, bro, because it was just like stories of just these people that just, you know, kind of made a decision that they wanted to do something, and they just, you know, stayed focused on the goal and did it. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the whole book. And I was like, I thought I was going to read it because they make it seem like Think and Grow Rich is just this epic book that's just going to teach you how to fucking, you know,
And it don't
become
be
rich.
shit.
And you read it and you're like, well, it's just like this one dude just decided that he wanted to work with fucking Edison, Thomas Edison. They fucking did the telegraph machine.
It just basically tell you to go get it.
And that dude didn't do shit. He literally all he did was help him sell the machines. And like he didn't his goal was just to work with Thomas Edison. And he was like nobody. He didn't even have no skills or no nothing. And Thomas Edison like refused to work with him fucking for like 20 years or some shit. And then ended up fucking his biggest invention was because of that dude.
How about that?
And that's crazy. Like it was just he just wanted to work with Thomas Edison.
Like, what do y'all feel like led y'all to this path of like crypto, DeFi, and all this blockchain? Web?
Spirit, frequency, vibe. That's what led me everywhere I'm going right now. Really, I've been trying not to. Well, it's hard, but I've been trying to kind of relinquish control because that's fucking what's keeping everybody fucking controlled. You know what I'm saying? You're so worried about fucking, oh, I got to have this paid on this time and do this by this certain day, and I have to be at this meeting, and I have to go to this job, and I have to do all this. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to do
I think
any
we
of that
should
shit that
start
we're
up
doing.
like our own little like quote unquote interest firm.
I'd have thought about that, like even like
But
a
I think
hedge
Silver
fund or
already got
anything.
one. Ain't you?
Well,
Don't
bro, we got
you
all
already
kind of
got
shit,
with
bro.
with the
There's so much shit me and
$1?
Silver got going on in the background we don't talk about.
Silver?
We had the whole goddamn hibachi place fucking just jaw drop, fucking looking at me crazy. I had him on speakerphone. We was talking about trust, and I think that was when you was doing that. With not wasn't a special deposit. I think it was when you were the note or something, Chris. And we was
Yeah.
just talking on speaker, and I wasn't paying no attention because I don't ever fucking pay attention to what everybody else is doing. I'm just doing what I'm doing. And I walked right in there, and we was just full fledged in the conversation, telling them how we was gonna fucking instead of giving the bank the interest, we was gonna literally sell them the note and charge them. You know what I'm saying? And like when I paid attention, I stopped and looked around, and everybody had just stopped eating, and they were just like looking at the whole restaurant, bro, was just like, what in the fuck are they talking about? And I was just looking around. I was like, holy shit! I had no fucking clue that And then I realized, oh shit, we been speaking the whole time. I was like, we've been talking some crazy ass shit. Like, they probably went like, who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
And bro, you was right there. There was this dude that was like in these little business slacks waiting on his meal and shit. And you could tell he had like a rough day at the office. And you was talking about how fuck that bank. Like I'm gonna fucking make them pay me 18,000 for the note up front, and then fucking I'll let maybe then they can have the interest or something. And he was just looking like you could see the little twinkle in his eyes, like, what, I can do that?
For real.
I just can't believe it. All them people in there was just like stopped eating and was just paying attention to us like we was teaching a class or something.
You know what I'm saying? I know how to throw my words around and the laws around and shit like that, but with like regaining equity and taking niggas to court.
Well, that's administrative process.
Into all of that. I just tell motherfuckers, I just know how to tell them, leave me the fuck alone. If not,
yeah, just don't bother me.
You know what I'm saying? If the paperwork that comes in tells you from the door in your gut, like, leave him alone or we're going to get sued.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my case, bitch. It's like, please, just
fucking trouble.
Just send me one more letter after this, please.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't be trying.
Nah, the legislative, like the fucking administrative process and actually filing suit and shit. That's the scary parts, bro. That's the intimidating parts for everybody.
Silva and y'all that be like after it and really, really active with suing people. Look, that shit makes my fangs grow. You feel what I'm saying? I want to sit.
Yeah. Well, you gotta just fucking, you just gotta do it. You first of all, I think you gotta know it. You gotta know what you fucking know, right? Because you can't just read something and then be like, well, that's what it says, and you know. Because
I know
these companies, the corporations, the courts, yeah. But you know, they get by on fucking everybody over on a daily basis, right? So it's nothing for them to fucking just type up a fucking letter and saying, oh yeah, we don't accept, right? They might not even have fucking legal right to fucking refuse.
Yeah.
And if you know what I'm saying, if you don't know that though, you're gonna get that letter where they're saying, you know, you sent your fucking, you know, everything in the way, you know, where the law says, and it was to T, and you know, codes and blah blah. You know, then everybody wants to put the codes and statutes and all this shit on it. They send a fucking letter of the UCC's codes and shit like that's gonna do something or something. You know what I mean? I've literally had a fucking attorney, a licensed fucking attorney, tell me that references to the UCC were irrelevant in this matter, and it was over a fucking commercial loan. How you gonna tell me the UCC doesn't
Uniform
fucking
Commercial
pertain?
Code does not
What the
apply
fuck
to
are
a
you talking? And this is
commercial
an
loan.
attorney, a licensed fucking attorney, bro, told me that my references to the UCC were irrelevant in this matter.
You should have
And I
told
was
him,
like,
well, according
I'm
to
definitely winning
UCC
this.
1-103B, the Uniform Commercial Code is supplementary to law, and nothing can override him.
Yeah, I was like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. I was like,
and according to
but
law,
you think about it.
Everything is
Think about
commercial.
it. They just nobody knows that, right? Nobody. He probably was able to type that same fucking letter up to a million other fucking people that maybe just read some shit or got a template or whatever, sent some shit in.
Yeah.
Was really fucking by law probably in the right, right? You it was right. You filled it out right. You sent the right form, and then they just decided to do what they do, which was fuck you over. And send a letter refusing. Oh, we don't accept that. Blah, blah. You know what I mean? You give up. Your heart fucking shatters. You fall to the floor crying. Oh, I thought it was over. You know what I mean? Like, send another fucking letter.
I noticed.
Send a second notice.
Written.
Right? Send a third notice. Right? Fucking, and do it by fucking certified mail with a fucking whole paper trail and the fucking postmaster and the whole deal, bro. It's literally a licensed contract.
Yeah,
now
and
you go to fucking court and you like,
send a bill out, send it registered mail. I mean, the law says it has to be registered. So
anytime you're dealing with a security, you should do that.
Try that.
Security Exchange Act.
Because what you're dealing with are security.
That's what you need to read.
You feel what I'm saying? Your bill is a security. So
and the
registered mail. So it's insured.
What was the one before the Securities Exchange Act? I think it was the Securities
Guard. And all that good shit. Oh, y'all ain't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you send shit registered mail, that come with like an armed guard and all that shit, insured, all that good stuff.
Yeah, they insure that shit and everything. Man, I swear I had it.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Start using other, like we try to tell people, man.
Start thinking outside the box. I watched a little video of Andrew Tate earlier. That shit was funny as hell. He said that he was in he was in London on a sports bike, and he kept fucking getting ticketed from the sport, you know, the cameras and shit. They kept ticketing him, and he's like, fuck that shit. So he said, I just went and bought a bike in France and let him mail the fucking tickets to France. Like I think outside the box. I was like, that's exactly like how I think too.
Classic
It's like, you
story
know what?
that you got from me is the boy that kept on telling the electric company that the checks in the mail.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you that he did that for years, bro. For years, every fucking day when they would open up and they was about to cut, he would call and say checks in the mail. Right, by law,
That
they couldn't cut his shit off,
is
and he did that for like he might
hilarious.
still be doing that. I don't know, but I know like at the time of that shit, he had been doing it for like 10 years. And like the people at the fucking like power company was like they'd place bets and shit like over like you think he's gonna get away with it again this week? $10 says he fucking they shut it down this week. You know what I'm saying?
Just letting them know, like, yo, the checks in the
That's
mail.
just stupid,
Shit's never in the mail. It's like,
bro.
it's in the mail.
I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I'll say it. I've actually
15
I got
years.
American Express. I literally fucking had American Express reporting fucking good to the credit bureaus for like shit, like 2 years, bro, and never sent a fucking penny. Not
got a
one penny,
question.
bro.
I got a question.
Not one penny.
I got a question.
All right.
Since I got my guys on the line, man.
Uh,
Hey Josh, you might want to unmute your mic for this one.
It's something serious here.
Yo, so how do we get our companies, our trust and shit, reporting to Dun and Bradstreet?
Wait. Say that question again.
How do we get our trust or our corporations or whatever businesses we have that we got EINs for? You feel what I'm saying? How
do you get on
how
Guns
do
and
we
Brad?
effectively use the fucking UCC threes and shit like that to like make them report to Dun and Bradstreet for the credit? I know we could say that we could pull
Okay, I
credits on,
understand.
we could add
It's gonna
trade
be
lines.
pertaining to the situation. Really, like it's all gray areas. Like so, that's the
You
main thing people need to understand. It's not just so black and white. Like it's depending. Like or you got an S corp, you got a C corp, you got like what are you trying to use the Dun and Bradstreet number for? Like
you
what
can
type?
use
You
a
know what I'm
We
saying?
C,
just
a
what we trying
UCC
all we're
financing
trying to do
statement.
is build a business credit profile
Okay, credit
using the
profile. All right. Well, there's a
UCCs with
bunch of
this.
ways to do that. One
Building a
is
Because
the
this
credit
is
first
something
step.
profile
that we can
using the
do. Because this is
UCC.
something that we can do with the paper, making the paperwork with our businesses, our persons that we have
Yeah,
already.
no, just business structure is definitely like the most important thing. Like the way you got it structured, the way you got it set up, or really your goals, because depending on what type of business or field you're trying to get into would have a lot to do with like how I personally would
I feel
structure
like
it.
it don't fucking matter. You know why? Because we just all doing business. So if I say,
Yeah,
Chris,
but that's where all the problems
I
come in is when
need
you're doing business.
$100,000 worth of studio time.
Well, then I
And
could
we just
give you
put that
that,
all in
and then
paperwork within a year's time. You know what I mean? And
that's
then
true. As long
every
as you got
month,
the paper
whatever
trail.
what we're supposed to do, report it on the UCC, like a payment came through or some shit like that. Report it like a payment
No,
or
Or
some
file it
shit
on
like
your
that.
UCC is
taxes.
not to report.
Yeah,
Are you?
No,
it's
Do
but
the
you
I'm
know?
saying
guidelines.
like,
Do you know why somebody files a financing statement?
you supposed to file like an amendment or something like letting it know that there was some type of activity with the paperwork with the UCC is what I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah, you're gonna do that through
Do you
taxes,
know
right?
why somebody do you know when a financing statement gets filed?
When you file a lien, that's a UCC one.
So there's a lien, there's a public notice, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's
Right.
a financing statement.
Financing statement.
A
Right.
Okay.
non-UCC is a public notice, like you want to do public notice that you have an interest in a thing. You want to do a
Exactly.
public notice that this is an actual and constructive notice of your status. Notice to agent, notice to
Right.
principal, notice to principal, notice to agent.
Mhm.
A lien is like, let's say I get you in a default judgment and I bill you for 90 days and you go silent. I'm putting a lien and I'm taking
Against
pictures
the property
of
or whatever.
every
Right.
single document, every affidavit, everything that I sent your way, and I'm putting a value on it. And the only person that can take the lien off is me or a trial by
Or yep.
jury.
Right.
And then
Or
there's
for
the
it to be
UCC
satisfied.
financing statement, a UCC one, which is not a lien, which is basically it's structured as a secured transaction under Article 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code, where
Right.
there's a debtor and there's a secured party, and the
Exactly.
collateral secures the obligation of guaranteed
Exactly.
performance. And a
Right.
security agreement technically perfects the security interest. So
Right.
anything that's a commercial transaction, there has to be a security agreement and a financing
Has to
statement
be.
for the security interest to be perfected and for the financing statement to be enforceable. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you claimed your estate. This is what I'm working
Big
on
one.
right now. Let's say that you claimed your estate and you do a Freedom of Information Act and there's securities in your name. You would file a
Mhm.
financing statement with the securities as collateral, with whoever has the securities as the debitor, with you as a secured party, and send it
Right.
to them to secure the obligation that they perform. And then obviously you would proceed. That's like an example. Or let's
Right.
say me and you, let's say I wanted to borrow $10,000 in crypto from you, and you're like, yeah, but I'm
Right.
not just gonna fucking send that to you. There has to be a contract. If
Right.
I don't get my shit back, I'm gonna take you to court. We
You
would
could
draft a
do it.
private contract under Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, which
Mm-hmm.
states no state shall interfere with the obligation of
Can't.
contracts. We
Right.
They
would then
can't do it.
draft a financing statement where, like, for example, if I'm borrowing $10,000 from you, we would file a financing statement pledging my trust, my crypto wallets, my car as collateral
Right.
in the collateral description with the promise with the picture of the promissory note. You would be the secured party and you would be the one to file the financing statement, and then as soon as I pay you back you would terminate the financing statement.
Right. 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 See, and
Damn, bro.
those
Good,
transactions
great
right
fucking
there will
breakdown.
reflect on the Dun and
That was
Bradstreet
fucking
as like
amazing.
credit, business credit. So exactly what I was looking for right there. See,
Yeah.
you
He
already know how
fucking,
to use it,
you
but
got it.
it's how
You
we
got
gotta
it.
implement
You
it.
understand
You
it.
know what I'm
Like you
saying?
can tell. It's great.
Yeah,
That's
Chris
fucking
knows. I knew
impressive.
he knew it, bro. You
That's
feel what I'm
impressive.
saying? I knew
I
he
was just
knew
sitting
it.
back. I didn't have to chime in or nothing. I was just like nodding my head, like, yep,
He
yep,
said,
that's
"Yep."
it. Yep,
You
yep.
see, and this is what we
I
gotta
said, hell
implement.
yeah.
We gotta
Fuck yeah.
implement this stuff into our businesses and make the paperwork. And
Yeah.
then
You
use
just
those
gotta get in there and
profiles
fucking realize it's not that
to
hard,
access
man.
more funding. You
It's
feel what I'm saying?
confusing,
Because it's
you know?
all a paper world, paper game anyway. So with us knowing the laws and knowing the UCCs and understanding this, you feel what I'm saying? That's how we build these businesses, bro.
Mm.
Or getting out and networking with somebody that does understand it.
That's how
Is
we
a
build these businesses,
that's
bro.
how you do it,
On
man.
top of like, besides, the Derek Whitehead way with, getting the corporate kit with the stock certificates and the bylaws and all that stuff, we can make the UCCs work in our favor. We all got businesses set up. We all
If
got
you really want to
EINs and
know
trust
where
set
to
up.
go to someone, if you really want to know to where the wizard is, just all you have to do is ask me. I'll send you his Facebook.
Yeah,
This is
right.
not this is not your typical man. This is not your average investor. This is a different type of investor. He's a different type of sovereign. He's so fucking smart and he will tell you himself, why would I go buy a computer when I can go dig through the trash can and I can find one and I can build it? He
Yep.
literally doesn't have any. He owns 40,000 acres of land. He doesn't
Yeah.
have any. He lives off grid. He has one
He walks
subscription.
to the fucking city, like walks to town to fucking plug in for Wi-Fi and fucking charge his
Exactly.
shit.
He has
Right.
one subscription and
Hey,
that's
and
Wi-Fi.
honestly, one of the realest, most raw motherfuckers ever.
He's
There's been a
so
couple of
raw with
times
it.
where I've been going through some shit and I'll just reach out and say, and he'll just say some shit that'll be like, you know what? Yeah, you're fucking right. Like,
Bro,
and just
Right.
completely
his,
fucking get me back on the fucking right. Like, I fuck with Hickman, like
his
all the way,
name's
bro.
Hikma. I didn't even have to say his name. See,
Yeah,
his
I
name's
knew
Hikma
exactly. Yeah.
Ali L. This
Yes,
dude is
that's
so
my guy.
smart. This dude is
Oh
so
yeah, I'm
smart.
friends with him. I think.
That's my guy,
Yeah.
bro. I fucks with him a long way.
He will scream at
Talking
you
about
and
the red hair guy.
Yeah, he'll talk to you crazy, bro.
he will
I'll never
scream at
forget the
you.
first
Get
time we
ready.
talked, bro. It
You are
was
gonna
so
ask a
funny.
crazy question and he's gonna get
And he's gonna
very
fucking be like,
aggressive.
"The fuck are you talking about?" One time, bro,
So
when there was a thread, we was commenting about trust, right? And I think I just like posted where I just like got this trust in place or something like that. And he was just kind of piggybacking on, just like, "Hey, make sure it's got the security agreements." And he gave like a full fucking extensive breakdown on everything that you would fucking need for it to be a legitimate fucking lawful trust, and you know what I'm saying, for you to be solid. And he was really just doing that kind of, just to put me on game in case I wasn't aware or paying attention, to make sure that I was getting what I, was supposed to get.
Right.
And so it was on somebody else's thread. And so when I went back later on and went to read through that just to make sure fucking I had everything checked off the list, like the thread was gone. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I was thinking maybe he might have took it off or whatever. So I messaged him back and I was like, hey man, I was like, did you take those he was like, fuck no. He's like, what are you talking about? And I guess he went and checked on his end and they were all still there. And he was like, man, he was like, are you fucking slow or something? And like, and then so I took a picture from mine and they was gone, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, damn, he was like, that's weird as fuck. And I kept like I was still cracking up laughing. I was like, bro, I said I almost died when you fucking said I must be slow. Like and we laughed our ass off about it because I took it for what it was. He was like, I talk to crazy people like that too, because like fuck, I already dumbed down a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm dumbing, that's the way I feel. I'm dumbing down a whole lot just to fucking explain this already. You know what I mean? And like you fucking want me to dumb it down more? Or you're still asking
Hey,
like a stupid question when I've made this as simple as it could possibly fucking be, and you're still fucking like, I'm confused. Is it up or down? Motherfucker, it's either up or down.
I
How
told
else?
you I was like I experienced like a two different timelines or whatever with the shit that I was doing when I was exposing the municipal courts.
Yeah, that
Like
was crazy. He got on there, and
the
it was
one dude
one.
showed
There
the
was
picture and
one
showed
fucking attorney, dude.
no. The one dude showed the screenshot of him. You know what I mean? What he saw back there, and the judge and shit popped up in the system. You know what I mean? And I went and looked and checked in the system again, and them niggas wasn't in my system when I was looking. I was like, well, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Two
You know,
times.
that is a little something. You know what? I bet a bunch of people could fucking could probably get some cases and shit handled through that alone. Because that blew my mind when you was looking up the licensed attorneys in New Jersey,
Yep.
the ones that actually were practicing law that that you're supposed to have a license. And there was
Yeah.
only fucking one. There was one fucking attorney that was actually licensed in that fucking district to even be a lawyer.
Crazy.
You can't tell me that one dude was handling every fucking case in New Jersey, bro.
Hell no.
That ain't no fucking way.
And I was like, yo, I could send
I guess everybody works for that one lawyer.
I recommend anybody go check. If you got a municipal
Yeah.
case
If
or
you got
some
any
shit,
case,
go to
any
you
fucking
go to
thing,
your state
make sure
site
that attorney's even
and
got a
go
license.
check for the certified attorneys. Like, cause everybody gotta be like past the bar or be certified with the state. You feel what I'm saying? In that
It's like a secret club, really. That's why I don't fuck with
you know what I'm
attorneys.
saying? And you go check,
That's
like
why I
they
just
do like
became one.
minimum, bro. All the way up from municipal to federal. It'd just be a handful of them.
Mhm.
And if
Bro, I
none
had
of them
that.
handful of people that's on you know what I mean, that's on that list is on your paperwork, bro. You know what that means. That's fraud.
Mm-hmm. With no full disclosure, you
Fraud,
don't
you
know
get
what's
railroaded.
you don't know nothing about the secondary markets. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what
You
I'm
were
saying? And then
definitely
on
not
top of that,
you were not brought up to speed on none of
I
that.
didn't even fucking record it. I didn't even do a loom on me going and then just like looking up my my
Maybe I
ticket
should
numbers.
post.
I looked up my ticket numbers on treasury direct.com, and the ticket numbers come up as bonds at all
Yeah.
denominations.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like,
Isn't
I
that
don't
strange?
know what people like. Yo, I just be looking around, just seeing all types of
Must
weird
be
shit that be
nothing
going
then.
on in
Just
the world,
coincidence.
bro.
Keep it.
Like
Just
if
pay
you
the
just go
tickets and go.
check, like you got a ticket number or old ticket number, go check. Go pull that
Yeah,
bitch
it's
up and go
nothing,
look
man.
for bonds on Treasury
Yeah.
Direct and put your
I
ticket
haven't been
number
on
in
my
there
TDA account in a long
with
time.
the
I got some
year
savings bonds on there
that it
too.
was issued, and watch that bitch come up. He gonna come up at 5,000. He gonna come up at like 10,000. He gonna come up at like the higher. All them dominations is gonna come up. And that shit gonna just spark the interest. Like, what does this mean, bro? What does this all mean? Because
Yeah.
I'll be like, the question that why can't I put my ticket number in anywhere and it pulls up any type of data like this? Is my question.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
You feel what I'm saying? You say it's a
What
bond.
is this
Is that a
number?
bond? People always
What
saying
is
that
this
they
number?
bond. So is these
It's
like
almost like a CUSIP
five
number or
thousand,
something.
10,000, $50,000 bonds that y'all got out here written out here? Just like out here trading? I don't know. Makes me wonder. But
Yeah.
I recommend
Strange
people go
time.
check that shit out. You feel what I'm saying? I exposed the fucking prosecutors and the judges and shit like that out there in the municipal systems and how
That's
to
the
do
thing
it.
about math, right? It's
You know what I'm
supposed to
saying?
add up.
So go check the other shit out too. I tell you, Mozzie ain't gonna lead you nowhere that I ain't been.
Speaking of math, have you fucking been paying attention to Terrence Howard and his whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, he only incorporating all the
It
negative
makes
shit.
sense, dude. Like the whole 1 × 1 = 1, like that, and then
He
one
said one
times
times
two.
one equals two.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you kind of think about how in the fuck could 1 × 1 = 1, and then 1 × 2 would equal 2.
Because he's breaking it down because you're supposed to multiply.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If you actually think about it, like from the perspective he's looking at it from, it
Yeah,
like
because
I
how
mean,
cause
yeah, it's a
one
kind of out there, but it
how
does make
can one
sense.
times one equals one when multiplication is always
Yeah,
multiplied?
yeah,
And
because
one times
exactly the
one is
definition
a
of
fatal
multiply is
flaw
to make more.
because
So how could
it
one
don't
times
multiply
one
from the
be
rip.
multiplication and fucking still equal 1? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it don't make
Because
sense.
to multiply is to make more.
Is to make
How the fuck when I add 1 and 1 I get 2, but when I multiply I don't even
Yeah,
get 2?
that don't make no
exactly
fucking
it don't make
sense, bro.
sense. But we never question that shit. So it's like now you
Right,
question
and
it, then
that's
you be
I'm
like,
paying
hold up,
attention,
that
bro,
shit
because
don't make sense.
Terrence Howard is actually fucking smart as fuck. You know, he actually had a AR, like an augmented reality fucking patent
Yeah, he's got
out,
patents.
like the first fucking one.
And I figured like that's how we got the Oculus.
Yeah, he's actually fucking really brilliant. Everybody just thinks
Yeah,
they just think hustle and flow,
he own patents out there. Like he own a few patents.
or Empire, right?
He own a
Everybody
few
thinks Terrence Howard.
patents.
Terrence Howard, that
Yo, I want
motherfucker
to show
really
you
a
guys a
genius.
video. Somebody sent me a video. It says how to sell your crypto to your trust. You guys want to watch it? It's like 1 minute.
Yes, I know which one
Share
it
your
is, I think.
screen.
But yes, it's dope, bro. You're a co-host. You can share it.
So Nathan just sent it to me.
Yeah. Nathan sent me some cool oh yeah, I gotta get on that shit he sent me the other day too.
Can you hear it?
Put your crypto into a trust? That is the most
Yep.
elusive question, but today I'm going to answer it for you in just a few simple steps. Step number 1 is we are going to set up a private, irrevocable, non-grantor, complex, and discretionary spendthrift trust. Step number 2, we're going to go and we're going to set up a brokerage account using the trust name and the trust EIN. Then we're going to sell the crypto on a bill of sale to the trust. The best way to do this is to transfer your crypto onto a ledger, sell the physical ledger to the trust on a bill of sale. Now the trust owns it. Then when it's time to trade crypto, sell crypto, you're going to upload the crypto from the ledger, transfer it over to your wallet. My favorite trust wallet is Kraken for Business. They're the friendliest, they have the lowest fees, and they're the least invasive on the trust. Now that we have our crypto inside the trust, we can literally trade, make millions of dollars in crypto without ever paying a single dollar in taxes, because the trust will defer 100% of all the capital gains, no matter what crypto it is. So if you're going to put your crypto into a trust, comment the word crypto and I'll show you exactly how it's done. How do you put your crypto into a trust? That is the most elusive question.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I know you heard it. Deferred 100% of capital.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
But
sounds pretty
what
goddamn beneficial to me.
every time somebody sees something about taxes, I'm like, fuck is taxes anyway.
I don't even know what that is.
Taxes don't even exist.
Like what? Like
Yeah.
he lost his
Bro,
right
I'm gonna tell you what. I will fucking I'll accept the
said,
offer. I'll accept the offer as long as they trying to pay me.
as soon as he said the word taxes, I said, "This guy's a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Like I don't know nothing about
It's crazy,
taxes,
isn't it?
I don't
I
contend
don't fuck with
taxes.
that, bro.
Like taxes
I don't fuck with that.
don't even exist. Like what are we talking about?
That's just voluntary, bro.
As my president,
Like,
we ain't
It is voluntary. You know what? Fucking say it again. It is voluntary. And if you fucking think that we're wrong, then come prove us wrong.
yeah.
Please.
All you got to do is
Wait.
stop filling out that
I'll wait right
W-4
here all
form.
night on you to show me the law.
Don't sign it. Don't sign that W-4 form. Don't fill it out. Send it in blank.
Real shit, man. I never fucking
You know what I'm saying? That's all you got.
Never up until fucking 2019.
Stop volunteering people.
I did
putting
not
other
file
people
taxes
in
at
between
all
your check
till
that ain't doing nothing
2019.
for your bread. I mean, I haven't figured out how to get Social Security out of there, but I'm real close. But I don't do the regular
What do you-
9 to
what do you
5s
like
no
to get?
more. I remember
Yeah.
showing y'all. I remember showing people how to give themselves a raise with just like
Yep.
fucking with the dependencies and shit like that. But y'all don't even know nothing about that. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stop
you can
talking to
literally
y'all
just
like y'all
write
little
taxes
children
and
out here. I forgive.
you
I
can still
mean,
have your
forgive me.
W-2 job and go work and do
I'm
all that
saying,
shit, and you
forgive
can just
me.
write taxes. Damn,
Forgive me, man. You
pretty
feel what I'm
simple.
saying? Because I be just call it a little tough love, man. Because I can always like remember where I came from. You feel what I'm saying? But I
Yeah,
always just a smart guy. Like even back in the day, I always knew something was wrong. I just happen to, do some
that
research
feeling,
and know
man.
what it is now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's what it
like,
was. I still feel exactly the same now as I did back when I was like, doing all the stupid shit to avoid working with the system and in this, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I still feel the same about it. I'm still like, fuck this. It's wrong. This shit does not resonate. Like it's just got everybody like trapped in this state of fucking panic and fear and like
yeah,
survival, and like nobody's fucking happy. And the kids are like just turning fucking crazy and weird, and like nobody knows how to fucking have discipline or like, it's just fucked, man. It's just
yeah.
fucked, and it's
And
all
not
by
and,
design.
and not
It's
too many
all by
people can
design, man.
handle high level conversations like these.
They won't. They
You know what
will
I'm saying?
fucking
They can't
stray
they
away
can't
from a
handle it.
conversation that's difficult.
But it's
Right?
cool.
Almost like they don't want to learn shit.
It's all right because we know what y'all here for.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm
But
saying? That's
honestly, if
it.
you're paying attention to some shit like this, if you up late at night right now, listening to us run our mouth, like you probably already made it. Real shit.
Yeah, you already know.
If
Cause
you're
look,
starting to
man,
listen to shit like this and think shit like this, you're there. You've already made the shift. Now you just need to follow through and don't listen to all them fucking idiots that are fucking
yeah,
stupid
all
trying
that
to hold you back and
nonsense.
call you crazy, make you feel like you're fucking stupid. Right? You're
Like
not fucking
that's
stupid.
why I'm gonna start hitting
You
y'all
don't become stupid
even
by
with these
fucking
conversations. I'm
gaining
gonna start
knowledge.
hitting y'all with some real G questions. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna hook the fucking WhatsApp or something and let motherfuckers call
And
in
just
on
let
this
y'all
shit.
go ahead and
Y'all can
run
call in
wild
and ask us a question.
because some
Like you ain't got to pay to get in the school or nothing when we do this. Y'all just call in, ask a question, we'll answer it right there.
or you notice like what I mean we are sharp in our one things, but sometimes people just don't be looking at certain things. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's the
That's
truth.
why I asked that question about the UCC because I've been thinking about it for a while now. You know what I mean? Because I heard about it. I was like, man, I can build
Every
business. We
state
could be
but
building business
Louisiana
right, just by moving
follows the
paper right
UCC.
now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's just something that I'm missing with the UCC that I feel like I don't know. But guess what? Silver knows. He spread
Yeah.
the shit out
Well,
right now. He
we
probably
don't
just
know it
wasn't
all,
looking
dude.
at it like,
That's
hold up, I could build.
bro, to read the whole
I
UCC,
could
that's
build
fucking a lot,
fucking
dude.
credit, build business
That's a
credit
lot. And I
using the
already hate reading.
UCC. You know what I'm saying? But now look, you got a squad of people around you that got businesses too. We can all just be passing paperwork around for like a couple 6 months for a year or whatever. Before you know it, we all going in and grabbing some credit.
It don't even take that long.
from
Literally.
I mean grabbing credit cards, business credit cards, or whatever over some paperwork that we was just pushing around.
It's all paperwork.
Because that's all it is, bro. And that's all these other companies are
Every
doing
dollar bill
too,
started
pushing
with a credit,
paperwork
and
around.
that credit started from a bond, and
All
that
they
bond
doing.
is a security. Just like those notes, and those notes are
And this right here,
securities too,
we
and
gonna we
they
gonna
are the
call
cash.
this the Nation of Mozzie and Haven of Hope with Helping
Mhm.
Hands INC nonprofit trust
I like
minutes.
that. Yeah, that's what
Logging
I'm getting into now is
in.
nonprofits. I'm gonna be
You know what I
all about
mean?
some nonprofits. I think
And
so.
start logging these
And I got that 508c1a ministry trust too. I think I could fucking probably utilize
508,
that.
right?
Yeah, C1A.
501c. I'm about to get one of those too.
I got a
Yes, bro.
508. My my,
Yeah,
my trust is a 508.
it's fucking pretty dope.
508
I think we could really utilize that,
not
honestly.
a 5013 or 50, what is it? 5013C or some shit like that. It's not one of those. It's
Fi-
a 508.
It's well, you got a
Boy.
five. Hold on, man, I'm confused now. You got a 501, 508, and I think you got 508c1a, right?
Yes, it's like a 503
And
and a
maybe I'm
508
confused.
or something like that.
It's late and I'm
Mine's a
fucking been
508.
working my ass off. I might be confused.
508,
Whichever
Brantley
one
Joe
is the fucking
Williams style 8
yeah,
USC. What is it? 1101 or something like that, or 1102 unincorporated organization
whichever the
type deal.
C1A is the one I'm
EIN.
thinking about.
You feel what I'm saying?
I
So
know.
I think I don't know that trust the way that I set the trust up. I feel like that joint is pretty much the real deal.
Yeah. Most people don't even really realize what like an EIN attaching to a trust is for. right? Like if you really think about it, it is kind of crazy to work so hard to establish a trust to kind of take stuff out of like the court's reach and then attach an EIN to it, right? Giving them like a back door.
Well,
But
what you
there's
can do, what I have is I have a private equity trust
exactly
that's governed by the laws of equity. And
right.
instead of using an employment identification number, I got a registered mail number from the post office and I send
Yep,
it to myself. And then I filed a non-UCC public
I
notice
did this too.
that
Yeah.
the registered mail number is now granted to the trust, and the unique identification number is a registered mail number instead of an EIN number.
Yeah.
Well,
So
my
it's not
EIN
tied to
number
the
when I
IRS.
set the EIN number up, the address to my EIN number just doesn't exist at all. It's something I made up. So it don't even exist out here in
This
the
dude,
world.
that's what I'm saying. There's so many ways
You
to
feel what I'm
you can
saying?
think
But I
outside
got
the
an
box
You
and
EIN.
guys, you get a
finesse.
foreign. You guys got a foreign EIN number? Because I have this girl named Christina Wilson that can get you one for $50.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think you pretty much
yeah.
can
I
call my
got
EIN
I've
number
got
a
I
foreign
got a
one because it
98
don't
and then I
exist out
got
here. The address that my
No,
that I
did
attached
you
to my
use your social
EIN was like
security number to
Bowickville.
get
My
it?
shit is
no.
like my no, you know what I mean, and the address to it is like Bowickville, New Jersey,
Oh, if it's not tied to your social,
on
if
Jolt
you
You're
Lane.
got it
Gucci.
without a social security number,
You're
it's
Gucci.
foreign.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, if it ain't got a social tie to it, it's
I don't
fine.
got no social security tied to my trust EIN,
Yeah.
Boom.
and I set it up totally different too. Like it's like unincorporated. I posted all that shit.
I went and bought a bunch of trusts
I posted how
shit like that,
I
and
set
then I
it up
made
like
mine.
Brandon Joe Williams did his EIN.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without my social and all that.
Honestly, I fuck with Brandon.
he
He's
shows you how to do that?
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
If you
That's
ever did the
exactly how I
contract
got my
book,
trust
bro, he
plates too. That's
fucking
how I got
his whole
my private
his whole
plates
little
too.
course is really dope as fuck. I went through the whole thing. Like it was straight. He really went into and he did like a version 2.0 just recently. And it's all free. I think it's like the contract killer course or some shit. So it'll really
Yep.
take you from not knowing a motherfucking thing about none of this to the end of
To
that
knowing
course.
a
You're gonna
lot
fucking be able
about
to sit
the
here and have a
UCC.
conversation with us about it, right? Like
Yep.
you could go through that whole course. It's gonna take you about a month or two because I think he sends you like one video a day.
A
You know what I'm
week.
saying? It's one video might be like 30 minutes. You know, the next day's video that might be 2-3 hours. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's just like it's broke down in sections, and you shit. I remember like starting that shit in the beginning. Not really. I mean, I kind of had a little bit of knowledge on the terminal, but I didn't know a fucking thing about nothing. By the end of that course, like I was like already researching on my own, doing my own shit, because I immediately realized like a lot of these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because once you understand the concepts of the law and the fucking administrative process and the way that shit works,
Mm.
you're gonna know immediately when somebody don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yep.
Right? Because you're gonna be like, what? Like, well, if this is this, if the law says this and this is how it operates, then how the fuck could that even be possible? You know? And then like right there, you're gonna know that motherfucker don't know shit. Don't buy shit from him. Don't get a fucking template anyway.
But
Don't
Brandon Joe
copy and
don't
paste
sell
the template.
nothing. You don't have nothing.
Right, like get a template so you can see the structure, or you know, sometimes it helps to have it in front of you to where you could. Okay, so if I were to file a motion, this is the way. But don't just go fucking pay somebody for their fucking motion they filed and copy and paste and
Mhm.
put your name on. That's fucking stupid.
I mean, he gave me new
That's no
fire
different than fucking
class,
just hiring a fucking attorney and saying I'm a fucking idiot, Your Honor. Do what you
and
want to me
then
because I'm fucking incompetent. I told you that by hiring this attorney.
yeah,
Exactly.
and then he showed me where like about
Then
Pacer
I
and
signed
shit like
power of
that, how
attorney
to
over
get
to him,
like
so his
the
signature is
court
mine.
cases and shit like that. Because I knew about Google Scholar, but I didn't know nothing about Pacer. So he made me aware about Pacer and the court doc. You know what I mean? How to get the court documents, shit like that, cases and
Oh,
paperwork and
that's
shit
fine.
like that from Pacer.
See, that's really my fault. I don't know a whole lot of different platforms as far as that goes. I probably should
Yeah,
like get
Google
with some people
Scholar.
and
If
learn
you go,
some.
if you put in Google Scholar, that's how you will look up case law and shit like that.
Oh, I just fuck with Cornell, bro. Cornelllaw.edu.
No, I'm
It's got
talking about
everything.
like real court cases, like case
Yeah,
law.
well, you can get court cases there. You can get the UCCs. You can get the fucking all the bills.
I'm talking about no real
Everything.
court
Yeah, I
cases,
know court
case
cases. Yeah,
law.
you can find that
You know
shit
what I
on there too.
mean? You would
Yeah,
just go Google Scholar, and
yeah.
it
Well,
would
Yeah,
give
I'm
they
you
saying
got
on the
cases.
Cornell Law, it's got all of
real
that.
life cases
It's good. You
from
can
the
look the
past.
case studies. You can look actual cases up. You can look the law up. the Constitution, all the way even back before the Constitution, like articles of incorporation, articles of federation, like articles of association. There's people don't even know about that. They think the fucking country was like founded in 1776. That's
Yeah.
crazy as fuck,
Fucking
bro.
retarded.
That's fucking stupid, bro. They had so many. They had governments and fucking whole empires fucking over here long before that.
Yeah.
It's just
But look,
fucking nuts,
fellas,
bro.
I'm about to be out.
Yeah. I'm out, bro. I'm
But
finna
this
go
is a
eat.
good talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
Hey, real
upbeat.
shit. Like, let us know in like comments and shit. Like, should we keep it like open like this, or would y'all rather have like topics and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, this shit was live?
Yeah, hell yeah. Been live the whole time, bro.
Oh.
We've been
On
talking
Facebook
shit.
and YouTube, I think.
Yeah, we've been kicking the shit.
Yeah, bro. Fuck it. Whatever. Still better than what fucking most people's doing right now. They probably like passed out drunk in the alleyway or like getting beat up at a bar.
Or something. You know what I
You know
mean?
what
But
I'm saying?
hey, this shit
We
ain't
gaining some
nothing like
attention and
kicking
some
this shit on
value
some
and some
real shit
money
about around
and
some
some
people that
understanding.
really know some things out here
Right.
and just be
You know what?
genuine,
This would
just
be a
kicking
good
this
way to
shit.
like kind of really vet people too. Like, cause you're gonna know if somebody's rocking on your frequency, bro, if they fucking showing up to a live or if they fucking participating or if they're, you know what I'm saying? If you make a post about some shit that resonates with you and somebody else comments, it's because it resonated with them too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know people be checking the replays out. I replay. Look, we get on here and talk for like damn near 2 hours.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
We
this
just be talking
content for
shit.
YouTube is real good.
Yeah, it is.
You
I mean,
feel what I'm saying?
we could go back and cut some of that shit down into little, you know, we can
Yeah, that's
annotate that
all.
shit.
It's just we're gonna cut out some of this shit when we was talking and shit, and then you know what I mean, like 30 seconds of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A minute
Or
of
maybe
it.
leave that shit in there so, you
Put
know,
it
it's
here,
authentic and
put it
real.
on Facebook, you know what I mean? Put it on Instagram and just let it float around and be like, yo, what was they talking
Right.
about in this? On YouTube, it's 2 hours, boy.
Yeah, like damn, what how you
Damn,
talk
what
about
part was he
it's gotta
talking
be
some
right.
shit at?
I couldn't sit here and talk about nothing for 2 hours, bro.
Gotta slip
That shit's
through
gotta be
that.
beneficial,
Sit
right?
back,
For
roll a
two
blunt,
hours, talk about
listen to
nothing?
it.
Hell no.
You know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
gonna talk
Sit
about
back,
nothing for 2 minutes.
pull up, and listen to it, baby. And we was just on, and don't forget about tuning into that Friday. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
That
Yeah, we cause look,
FRY day. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
every
we got
Friday morning,
fried and just went
we're gonna
and
yep,
fuck with some
we're gonna
shit
do a
on the
learn and
internet.
burn session. We always wake up early in the mornings and study and like learn and shit anyway. So we just figure fuck it, we'll start YouTubing or live and that shit too.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to show up for that Friday mornings early, we'll get that popping. We gonna do it anyway.
yeah. And Silver, man, we gotta build on that UCC shit, man. We gotta start making this paper work.
Yes, sir, man.
Because
Special deposits to the
it's
bank and
easy. It's
shit.
right there at
It's
our
fun.
hands.
I like to get with Chris because like he'll say some shit, and I'll be like, damn, now I gotta go do some even cooler shit because he just really made me feel inadequate.
Hey, I just know, look, me, I know I already see what y'all got in y'all already. You feel what I'm saying? So I know what to come to y'all for exactly. You
I'm
feel
gonna
what
send you
I'm
those other files too, bro. That shit's crazy.
saying? Exactly. That's why
I
I'm
know,
like, I'm
bro.
just
I
putting it together.
billions.
I'm just putting
It's
it
$1 billion
together.
worth of
I
fucking
don't know
game in
what
that shit.
everybody got going on in their lives and whatever, but it's slowly but surely coming together. You feel what I'm saying?
It is.
Everybody gonna play their part in this
Yeah,
major thing that we
you
got
on your
going on.
path,
Trust me.
man. Everybody's on their path. That's their damn, I forget that one song. I think it's like Holy Water or whatever. But dudes, like the whole verse of the song is like two paths stretching out in front of me. I'm walking in the one that's meant for me now. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the truth. Every fucking part of life's gonna have a different path. You're supposed to take at that moment and learn that lesson and do that fucking thing to get that experience, right?
Yep.
So just
We in it
walk
right
the
now.
path, man. Trust in yourself. Like that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, we in it.
Stop fucking ignoring that voice, bro. You got that fucking feeling. You know that gut feeling. That
Mm.
shit said, bro, don't do that shit. You know this stupid, right? You just gonna do it anyway. Yeah, you getting up out the chip. Yeah, he's doing it. That voice. Listen to that motherfucker, bro. He's trying to save you some fucking time and
Time,
money
energy. You
and
feel what I'm
effort
saying?
and just life, right?
Just get with it,
trying to
man.
actually help you live a little and stop fucking surviving.
I mean, get with us, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All at us,
that's what
man.
I'm
Y'all
doing
be
now.
safe.